The podcast on Haunted Hill will contain spoilers and swearing.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Please help us, Michael. Be one of us.
I didn't tell you my name.
Hang up.
I didn't tell them my name.
They're all a part of it. They're all parts of it.
Come. It is time to keep your appointment.
Hello and welcome to the podcast on Haunted Hill, episode 189. His name is Dan.
His name is Gav.
You were a little slower getting into that. It's because we're a little rusty. Oh, got to get back into it. I know. I don't give you any clue of any sort of format. My brain freestyles out of it. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. If this is your first time listening,
welcome back.
Welcome front.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a regular listener, welcome back.
Yes.
And if you're partial to the show here and there, just pop round the side. That's one of our old jokes.
It is an old joke. It feels like an old joke now. Sorry, ladies, gents, aliens, non-gendered, dolphins,
vampires, werewolves, universal monsters,
Bigfoots,
everything of the animal kingdom.
Big feet. Sorry, apologies. We've not been here for a little while. We wanted to be here, but we just couldn't be here for a little bit, which we'll get onto soon. But it's lovely to be back again. Me and Dan are very excited for this episode. So, Dan, how are you? Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. Better than I was.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we're returning with just one movie, and we'll talk more about it. We may have shifted the format of the show. We'll talk about that in a moment. We're only covering one film, and what better film to return to podcasting with than one that we, believe it or not, we haven't covered, and that is The Return of the Living Dead from 1985.
Amazing.
A movie that we both love, spoiler alert. Cannot believe we haven't covered it in 12 years of podcasting. So yeah, we're only going to be talking about that movie, but we have got a lot to catch up on because we've been away for 5 months. So we're going to be talking about lots of stuff that we've watched over the last 5 months between us.
Yep.
Just in, not in great detail, but we'll just catch you guys up on what we've been watching, where we've been, what we've been doing, and also, because this is the first episode of the year, technically, we have got the time machine dusted off, Gav.
It needed a new fuse. The batteries had run down into the cockpit. Some wiring had to be done. Some birds had shit on it. Loads of stuff had happened.
I had to get Christopher Lloyd around here to tap fiddle with my flux capacitor.
I had to get a new vanilla magic tree for it.
Yeah,
inside.
But it's all up and running.
It's good now.
So we'll be hopping back in time to check out the year that was 2025.
I did want to say to you, though, the toilet is a little iffy. If you're going to flush it, just give it a good yank down. It should go.
That isn't a toilet.
There
is no toilet in the time machine. That's my coffee. Have you been shitting in my coffee maker?
Is that your percolator?
Yes, that's what I use to make coffee while I'm travelling in time.
Well, now it's a poo-alator.
Oh, I'll see you later.
Oh,
well, let's catch everybody up on what's happened and where we've been. So, apologies, like you say, Gav, for the hiatus.
And can I just note very quickly, this doesn't matter to anybody at all because they're listening to it in any sort of climate they are. But Dan and I are right now in very hot circumstances.
It's
not
hot.
The police are not after us, but I mean we are just at hot. It's the middle. It's not even the middle of summer at all. It isn't at all. It's like. Not even the summer. It's the end of spring.
We're just having
shit.
We're having a heat wave in the United Kingdom at the moment, which is nice because we've had a lot of rain.
But so you might hear odd car passing in the distance, but most windows are shut. And I'm doing that for you guys because it's fucking hot.
He's got his shirt off, as always.
As always, but it's all right. I'll go to the gym now, don't I? So it's all right. Not that anyone cares either way. But, it's really good to be back. The void we have left you, we hope we can now come over and fill those holes tightly and make you all happy and have your void totally filled in, which was without us. Now,
indeed,
you will be with us. Thank you, patrons, for sticking with us as well. We massively appreciated that. That is fucking, thank you so much. That tells us that you guys kick ass. And what does it do? Kung fu for the Lord and kick ass. Kick ass for the Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know if you kick ass for the Lord, but you like the podcast, so that's good. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you to everybody who's stuck with us, and especially thank you to everybody who's reached out to me and sent me messages, multiple messages, some of you. For anybody that doesn't know, and I'm okay to talk about this now, unfortunately I lost my dad on Boxing Day of 2025, very unexpectedly. Probably still in shock, to be honest with you, because he was a very big, strong, healthy man. Turns out he wasn't, but as far as we all knew, he was. So that was a strange end to the Christmas period. Yeah, so that's where we've been. I just haven't been able to pull myself out of that sort of hole, as it were. I'm okay. I'm cracking on. I thought it would be similar to losing my mum 7 years ago, but it's a very different grief because this was completely out of the blue and unexpected. I took 2 months off of work. They were very supportive with me, partly because we've got a lot to sort out, because he was my last parent, obviously, so I've got all the estate and everything to sort out, but also partly just because it was a very sad and weird time, trying to support the kids and my wife and then be supported by them. So that's where I've been, but I'm okay. And I do appreciate, I've had multiple messages, like I say, from our listeners, our supporters, people on Facebook, and especially our patrons. Lots of you patrons have been reaching out to me and saying, there's no rush, take your time. I did post up a couple of things on Facebook. I gradually got myself back into not just podcasting, but just watching films, because, and I know this is a subject you want to talk about in a moment, Gav, because my dad was the one that got me into film as much as I am. Me and him would often have trivia offs, as it were, about films, and he got me into Bruce Lee and horror like John Carpenter and stuff like that. In fact, I thought about this the other day. If it wasn't for my dad, my son wouldn't be called Jack, because as we all know, Jack is named after Jackie Chan. So yeah,
and the podcasting wise, you didn't really want to sort of spend time talking about movies because you did it with your father so much as well, so yeah, and it just felt like I didn't know if it was a hurdle I could get over straight away. Certainly not straight away. Or that you could emotionally break on air. That sort of thing. Do you obviously, it's fucking rubbish, and you had my support through the whole thing. So you did. You've been amazing. You and a couple of our close friends, but you and one or two other people especially have been amazing with me, and I love you for that, mate. It's all right. Like I said, I'm selfish. I do it because I need it to have supported back when time comes, unfortunately. I'll be there for you. Thank you. And that's what we have to be. We have to be there for everybody. And speaking of which, do you give any words of advice to anyone that might be going through this? Could you? I know, obviously, you're still grieving, and you always will do. I think I would say talk about it. The part of the reason I'm back doing this now is my wife said, you and Gav are such advocates for men's mental health. It's important that you get back out there and talk about it. So I think talk about it is one thing I would say. Well, if you're going through this, you and I doing this podcast, when we spend hours talking to each other for this, we obviously doing it for the listeners, but at the end of the day, if we didn't have listeners, we would probably still do it because we have mental health. It helps us talking like this, so talking definitely helps. Yeah, so talk about it. Talk about your feelings. Don't be afraid to cry. I'm a big crier anyway, so that's fine. And no 2 days will be alike, is what I would say. And I sort of mean that both in terms of losing both parents 7 years apart, very different types of grief, but also there could be days, very close to losing him. A week or two later, I was sort of laughing and happy, and then 6 weeks later, I'd have 2 or 3 days where I just didn't want to get out of bed, and I was very upset, and I've also had anger, just all the emotions really. So I just say go with it, ride the wave. But the most important thing really is just know that everything you feel is normal. But if talking to your friends and family isn't doing it,
then by all means go professional. I haven't, but there's no shame in that. You know, a lot of people these days speak to people, therapists, etc. Go professional if you need it, and I probably should, and maybe I could do, and maybe I still might one day. But
you could, even if it's just 1 or 2 sessions, not like for a continual thing, just to speak some stuff.
Indeed. But that's where I've been, and we're back. I'm back.
Yeah, totally. I am going to say, if you can, it's kind of a bit like depression, though, isn't it, really? You can't control it, especially depression. You definitely don't want to do much. If, though, you're going through anything, but you have a day when you're actually, like, able to do things, I really do recommend the gym or exercising for mental health as well. I find it really good. Lifting weights I find really good. It's a very fucking hell. Get all your exhaust pipe out. Fucking alright. I find like just lifting weights stuff, like the pure focus on that, and it's a thing you have to get through, and that you can use it as a metaphor as well. But yes, if you can. But yes, thank you, Dan, and everybody loves you to bits, and we are all here though. We all support you. We are all here. The sun is shining.
It is, and
we're going to talk about Return of the Living Dead.
We are. And did you want to quickly talk about something that's happened to you recently as well?
My uncle passed away a couple of weeks ago. He was my mum's brother. He was the person that got me into films. He was a film projectionist, as his job was when we went to pick up the death certificate the other day. We had to do all the information. He and he got me into films. I used to go around to his house when I was a little kid, and he had all the big Warner Brother videotapes, which is, I think, the reason I sort of collect those ones, like the big rounded ones, the curved ones. Yeah. He had the only ones of any interest he had, because even at that point when I was a kid, I must have been about 10. I was already into film collecting, but horror movies already. Like I was already into it, like Lost Boys. I had my collection Fright Night, And I went there, and I remember the only ones he's got, I was like, there's some Doctor Who's. That's the closest he got to horror, and I was like, God, gutted.
The only one I've really got is Enter the Dragon, an ex-rental big box like that.
Oh, nice. The Warner Brothers one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's a good one. I don't have that. That's a good one. Nice.
Yeah, I've got that. That was one of my dad's, actually. Funny enough.
I'll have to have a look.
In fact, I think I've got a couple of Bruce Lee ones. I might even have the Big Boss like that as well, I think. I bought them all ex-rental.
I used to have the 5 or 6 Bruce Lee films in the box, came in the case.
Yeah,
back in the
day.
I
had that as well, yeah.
But yes, so rest in peace to your father and my uncle.
Yeah, indeed.
But he got me into films, and so I'm possibly going around tomorrow to pick up his film collection, because he wanted me to have it.
And that's really sweet.
I'll go through it, but it's going to be some really random... I'd say noirs. I don't know if they're noirs. I don't know what they are. I'll have to figure out what these films are, but I don't know. I'll hopefully find some bits and bobs which would be a good thing to watch. But it might be interesting to check out some stuff I don't know. So cinema is good. I really like cinema.
It's interesting that you and I often share similar parallel life journeys, and we both have obviously lost people close to us who got us into films recently, which is very strange. But like you say, we're back now, so we can talk about a few bits and bobs, and then we'll get into what we've been watching. Gav, do you want to talk about Deadbolt's latest project, Deadbolt Films?
Well, since last year, because we went podcast this year, I
know, that's crazy.
We started as Deadbolt Films. We're doing at the moment, it's got about a week and a half left of the end of May. That's where we're at now. If you're listening to this, if you'd like to fund us or just have a look at what it is on Crowdfunder, Baited, you can just type that into Crowdfunder and you'll find it, or Baited movie. We're doing like a found footage movie. It's about paedophile hunters. Basically, something going wrong for them at the beginning, an accident happens, and then they all give up. Then a year later, they realise that they can get a big fish. They can get one last person that they wanted to get. So they all get back together, and they decide to follow this person. And they follow him to a house, and then they go into the house, and stuff happens. But I'm not going to say, because I don't want to say. But it's very... it goes into descent into hell. Basically, when they go into the house, and it's going to be a cool horror movie. It's a found footage film, but it's not going to be just as like the average found footage film. We're shooting it on our Red camera, and it will be like real polished and very nice looking. And it'd be different body cams in the house, walking around and stuff, and different things going on. But it's a really cool story as well. I don't know if you've read it or not, I'm not sure. But it's a really cool story. I don't want to get into it too much because it'll spoil it. But we are actually at the moment crowdfunding that for just at the moment £5,000. We've got to our target. It's still on for a little bit more. Any more can help us, that's good. That isn't the budget of the film. That's just getting us going. We've got some other investors we're going to get the rest of the money for the movie. I'm not sure what the budget's going to be yet. It's not a huge one. We just need to get going. It's so hard to make films. There's so many people out there. Every independent filmmaker, the hardest problem for everybody is getting funding. There's just no money. It's just not out there. So you have to do it yourself.
Especially this sort of time in our lives.
Right now, it's really not. It's really, really not. Even like good, like big films and stuff are not being made for the same reason.
Yeah.
It goes back to my DIY of filmmaking anyway, just do it yourself. So we're doing that. But the thing is, though, we can only... You have to pay an actor. You have to pay actors. You have to feed them. You ultimately have to have insurance.
You need equipment.
You ultimately need to have the electric turned on to have the lights on. We've got most of the equipment, luckily, already. But we still have to pay the actors, and if you want a good job done, we have to pay people. And then it got a location. We have to rent out a location. All this shit costs money, but we can still do it for probably about. I think if we did it with none of us getting paid, which I think might be going away, if like we just do it for free, probably about 30 grand, I think. So it's not like a big thing. It's a found footage movie, but we can still do a really decent job on that. We haven't had an answer yet. We have asked a certain actor, but I won't say, to be in it.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
he's the paedophile.
No, it's because I did ask someone else, and they said no, and I said, "Oh, you'd be good for the role." And then afterwards, I'm like, I don't mean. So I'll be seeing them.
I mean, the best
I'll see them at Fright Fest.
The best actor for paedophiles is definitely Kevin Bacon. He's played 3 or 4 paedophiles in his career. So,
but the thing is, though, because of the nature of it, it's not essentially. It's not might not be a paedophile. I don't want to give the story away. So, it could be something else. So that's where we're at with it. So it's kind of hard. But yeah, it's quite a bit of a. I would say a taboo subject, but it's not. It's all in your face all the time, and all these paedophile hunters and paedophiles and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's always on Facebook and stuff, isn't it?
All the time, and so it's quite relevant, really. It's just when you say to people, making a movie about paedophile hunters, it sounds just but at the end of the day, the film itself doesn't actually go down the lines of children's stuff. We don't see anything. Basically, they're not even really a part of the film, if that makes sense.
It's a taboo subject. It's a taboo subject, but horror films do like to cover taboo subjects. I can't think of many that cover that kind of thing, other than maybe Hard Candy and Orphan. Yeah. Orphan isn't even really like that, but Hard Candy is definitely like one.
It's quite a different film. We've had quite a bit of interest. Ben went out to Cannes Film Festival for a week last week, and he was out there promoting that and his short film The Tell-In, which we've pretty much finished. So it's good, we've got some things going, but we need to make this film first so we can then go on to make it an actual proper movie. I say proper movie is in traditional. I'm not dissing found footage in any way. I love found footage. That's why I'm doing it. This would be my third found footage feature when it comes down to it. But this time I can do it with all the Deadbolt guys, and we've not all done it together before, so it'd be really cool to see what we've done. We've done lots of short films all together, so we know how to work together, but having us all doing a feature would be pretty fucking cool.
And also it'd be nice to step out of the found footage genre, just because you're freer. There's less constraints. This
one, I mean, is like it'd be nice to do this one. This is found footage though, this one. But yeah, next time.
I mean, afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got something which can be made very, very cheaply, which is an exploration into sound. About sound recorders going out to the woods and just hearing a sound, and him going and just going more and more into the woods. And I was like, I can do a real experimental sound movie shot in the woods. So I want to make that next, but I don't know, we've got loads of ideas, so But yeah,
Cool.
we need to get going with it. Yes.
Well, that's Deadbolt news. I've got 2 bits to talk about, and then it's time to talk about what we've been watching for the last 5 months. Oh, go on, Gav, you've got your hand up. Go.
I do that from now on. I have to do that with all the kids and that run around there because everyone talks at the same time because everyone's got fucking ADHD and no one can keep it in. They have to do it, otherwise they forget it. And it's just like, oh my God. So I just sit there with my hand up and going, just remembering what I need to say, remember what I need to say.
Do you need the toilet, Gav? Do you need the toilet? Is that why your hand's up?
The High Strangers podcast, we have essentially stopped the main feed. Sarah and I decided to kind of give it up, but we know in the future we'd like to do the odd episode and then get back to it at a later date. So I do apologise for you listeners out there on that, but we have been doing the extra when we can, which seems to be like once a month, and it's kind of easier for Sarah because she's spending a lot of time doing research and she was struggling with just living with work and time management and everything, and it's just not possible. So sorry about that.
Poor Gav had no podcasting to do for several months.
I've had no podcasting and I've been like, right, I need to start my own podcast. That wasn't in a negative way to you guys. I was just like, right, I need to do my own podcast. And I was like, right. And so I wrote out a few episodes to do. I was going to do the video shop, which is going to be my YouTube channel eventually, where I do which is the plan is to do a little YouTube shop where it's basically ding, you go in and it's a video shop and hi, welcome, and then I recommend a videotape from my video collection. I plan on doing that, or actually I think I'll do Blu-rays and DVDs as well. Do you know what I mean? I plan on doing that, so I did think I could actually do that as an audio one. So I did actually work out to do like a solo the video shop podcast, to start doing that, then introduce into the video. So at some point I might do it because it's something I can do whenever I'm free to do it myself.
Yeah.
But I do like bouncing back and forth podcasting with you.
It is fun. Okay, cool. So a couple of bits to talk about before we get into what we've been watching. First of all, this is your annual announcement. All you listeners out there, the heat is on, as they say. The heat is on. Get out your Texas Chainsaw Massacre, your copy of Jaws, all your hot summer movies.
Jaws. I started watching Jaws the other day, Spielberg's Jaws. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a hot movie. The whole time the guy's just wiping his brow.
In fact, even Return of the Living Dead is a very hot movie.
Night of the Big Heat? Night of the Heat?
Yeah.
I always say the name wrong. But I love that movie. I need to get a copy for my collection.
So make sure you're watching all your hot movies.
Totally. I've been buying lots of movies, actually. I've been buying lots of recently on eBay. I'm going to put up my eBay and just say randomly what I've bought recently. I just wanted to start getting my Blu-ray collection, like the DVDs, like they're fine, but it's just like I want to start getting like the ones I really love on Blu-ray. And I've been selling loads of vinyl, and I've been making all right money with it, and it's on eBay, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start buying some films. So on Blu-ray, Commando.
Nice.
This is just a movie I just saw and I bought it anyway. The Watch. I quite like The Watch.
Don't think I've seen it. Is that
Ben
Nazis?
Stiller?
Oh yes, I have seen it. It's a
You've
bit
seen
like
that
an American version of Shaun of the Dead style, but with aliens.
Kind of. The first time I watched it, I was just like, I don't really like this, and then on prime repeat viewings, I really enjoyed this movie to the point where I'm like, I might have to say to you, like, we're going to do The Watch. The Wolfman, the 2010 one, I actually quite like that film, and I thought
me too.
Blu-ray. The Howling, the original on Blu-ray, got
yeah,
a
that's
really
great.
nice
Yeah.
box for it as well. Ghost Stories, I thought I'd pick up on Blu-ray. The Green Mile, and
Nice.
Haunted Honeymoon.
Oh baby.
That was a tenner. That was the most expensive one.
Well, that's quite rare to find, Haunted Honeymoon. I mean, we covered that a long time ago for a Gene Wilder special.
Do you know what? Here we go then. I remember when we covered that. When we covered that, by the time I watched it doing the notes, I was just going through my breakup of my marriage. And I really struggled. And I loved that movie as a kid. I love that movie so much, but I struggled when we did the review and me doing the notes for it, because at that point I was just in a very low place. And I hadn't seen it until about 3 weeks ago. It was I put the DVD on. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna watch that again. Loved it so much. I was like, oh, I love this film so much. So I was like,
It's a great
Blu-ray,
film.
get on Blu-ray, and I'm watching it again. And because I put it out my life because I watched it at a point when I was really low. So
Yeah.
that wasn't it. That was to me a flag of being low. So I couldn't watch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Weird.
Well, talking of film collections, I've got some tragic news.
Oh no.
I've got an
Small
external
P.
hard drive.
Oh,
No, an external hard drive, 2 terabyte, with
that's like
thousands.
the opposite to a small penis, an extended terabyte.
It's got thousands of films on it.
Oh no.
It's got every episode of He-Man, She-Ra, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all my shows. It's got everything on there. I've
Got
built
to
up
have
a
a backup. Got to have a backup.
vast library for years on there. And I do delete stuff off of it. You know, sometimes I'll watch a film that, back in the day when I used to download films, naughty, I would put them on there as well. And then I'd be like, oh, I don't know why I ever wanted to watch that. It was shit. Delete. That's fine. So there's always a bit of space on there. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I plugged it in yesterday and it's empty.
Empty?
And I've
What,
done
you've
all
got space on there, hard drive.
the whole thing is empty. Nothing's on there.
But does the hard drive say 160 gigs spare?
It
or
says
whatever?
two terabytes.
Oh, how?
So I've googled it and looked into it, and
There's no way.
apparently this can happen.
No.
3 to 5 years.
It-
Sometimes they can just have a malfunction and wipe themselves.
What the fuck?
So I've lost thousands of films,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of hours of viewing. You know, all of my cartoons and stuff that
Yeah, start picking them up on DVD. Get a little collection.
I know. So I'm really gutted about this, but at the same time, I wasn't as upset as I thought. I just thought, oh well.
Yeah. That it's when it comes down to the fact like what happened to you in December.
Exactly.
Takes precedent over something like that. You go, oh well, carry on.
Exactly. That has changed my outlook on things. I mean, I'm
Oh, yeah.
gutted. I've lost so many films, but
But what are you gonna do?
so so I basically lost. It was about 75% full, so that's like 1.75 terabytes. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's that. And then the last thing I want to talk about before we get into what we've been watching is the format of our show. Now, we've been going for, 12 years or something ridiculous now. And we've always done the format of 2 films, usually related or not always. Sometimes by the same director, sometimes of the same genre, sometimes sequels. And we break that up with our World of the Strange segment. Everybody who listens knows how our show goes, and that makes for a long show, 3 to 4 hours usually per episode, and we try and drop 2 episodes a month. It's really hard work and too hard really to do that realistically these days with everything that's going on.
It goes back to me and Sarah's reason for the High Strange, the same thing.
Yeah. So Gav and I have had lots of talks over the last few months, but especially recently, and we've decided we're going to mix things up, keep the show fresh as always, and we're going to go to a 1 film per episode format for the foreseeable. This might change again. It's nice to mix things up. So that's why we're only doing 1 film for this episode.
And let us know what you think of that as well, please.
Our ideas, and I'll probably put a poll on Facebook as well, and this goes out to you patrons as well, but anybody can message me directly. What we were thinking is, I picked this film, for example, Return of the Living Dead. Then Gav picks the film for the following episode, and then for the 3rd episode, the patrons pick a film. Now, we're happy to do 2 if the patrons still want 2 for their episodes, or if they just want to pick their favourite out of the 2 that they've selected, because I know some of you, we probably should have done 2 or 3 by now because we've been on hiatus. So let us know what you think of that idea.
Do you want 2 or 1 for your patron? And obviously
and everybody listening, just tell us.
And the new format. Yeah, what do you think?
But it'll be slightly shorter episodes, which means it'll be less stress and less sort of work for us.
Like I said, though, I feel like it gives us more dedication to the one particular film, and we can actually give it more attention.
And we're going to drop World of the Strange. We've retired Bill for now.
Yeah.
Unless something's really weird comes up, like they do actually announce aliens or something, we are going to drop Bill. Bill's going to be sent back to America. Thank you, Bill Murray, for your service over the last 10 years.
Bill. You can go now, Bill. Yep.
He said he's going to stay here for a few more weeks. I don't know why. But we do have a new segment that we're going to be bringing in our next episode. Not this episode, because we've got Time Team for this episode. So it's going to be called, as far as I can think, it's going to be called Pop Fiction. Not Pulp, Pop Fiction. And it's going to be talking about, just for a few moments, a snippet of something that hit pop culture. And it could be a genre of music or film, it could be a TV show, it could be a character, it could be an actor like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it could be the Garbage Pail Kids trading cards, it could be anything, Scooby-Doo, you name it, something that hit pop culture. And that normally means it was probably around like the 70s, 80s or 90s. But I'm going to bring something to the table each episode, just for me and Gav to chew the fat on for 10 or 15 minutes. And that'll be our new segment, Pop Fiction, starting on the next episode.
189.
So that's, 190. Yeah, no, 190.
190. This is 189. Yep.
So let us know what you think of this. If you hate it, fuck off. No, if you hate it, then let us know. But that's what we're thinking. We're thinking cutting the show back a little bit to one movie and then Pop Fiction, where we discuss a subject.
Pop Fiction.
Pop Fiction. Oh, we just come up with a jingle.
No, I don't it in my head. I know what's...
So that's that. So, Gav, we have been away from talking to our lovely, beautiful listeners for a long time.
I love when we go from episode to episode and more on a regular basis that you say, what have you been watching? I go, I don't remember. So here we go. Gav, what have you been watching? Yeah, it's been 6 months. I definitely don't remember. But I went through the movies that have come out this year. Fucking cars. It's hot, people. I do apologise. The movies that come out this year and the ones which but were highlights to ones I have a problem with or ones which I like. So
do you want to do it backwards and forwards?
Yeah.
Because I've got a big list.
Yeah. All right.
Sure, I'll go first then, because I've probably got more than you.
Yeah. And more than likely we clash at times.
Yeah,
like we say the same film. I'm not saying we clash on our thoughts, but we probably will also.
Well, I'm going to go backwards with the stuff I've watched most recently, all the way back to January. Don't worry, this isn't a list of hundreds of films. But so only yesterday I watched Maxine.
Oh, yeah.
Ty West. The third in the Pearl trilogy. I was a bit disappointed. It was all right. Is it
the 80s slasher one, yeah?
Yeah, it's a giallo.
Oh, okay.
So I think you might like it. I liked that aspect of it.
Yeah, I didn't like X, and then I haven't seen the Pearl. So
I liked X, but Pearl was my favourite of the three. There's no denying that Mia Goth is incredible.
I don't really like her.
Oh, I think she's phenomenal. But it just felt like Maxine was a little bit of a jumping on the substance bandwagon a little bit with that style of filmmaking. What's interesting is each of the Pearl films is a different style. He's obviously done the first one, X, is like a 70s sort of slasher. Then Pearl is made very much like the 50s golden era of Hollywood movies, and he used all the same equipment. And he's done the same again with Maxine. He's only used equipment that was available in the 80s to give it that 80s-ness. Yeah. And obviously Ty West has done this with The House of the Devil. He's done that before really well.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I only give it 6 out of 10 though, and to me, Pearl was the best. It's the worst of the three. It's not a terrible film. It's just not. It's my least favourite of the 3 Pearl movies. But yeah, that's Maxine. It's on Netflix UK. That's one of the reasons I watched it. So Gav, you go.
Well, another Netflix movie I watched was Sinners. Oh, no, yes. No, I didn't. It was on HBO. I do apologise. I watched Sinners. I thought I'd check that out. And spoiler, there's vampires in it. Just so, in case you didn't know. I would try not to spoil the films we could talk about too much, because we'll try not to.
Some of them are a bit newer.
Sinners. And it was, my opinions was, why bother putting any vampires in? It brought nothing to the story. Why didn't you just do it more based on that guitarist and having like the spirits of that and going through the whole music thing and just doing it more on that? All of a sudden it's just like, and now there's some vampires. Why? It brought nothing to it, and I really disliked it for that reason. But the film is alright. But I liked the music element. Have you seen it?
Yes, so I did watch this for Halloween last year.
Do you remember the music bit when it goes through then the break
do.
dancers then all that stuff?
That was my...
It threw me out of it, the movie.
That was my least favourite part. I hated that part.
It threw me out of it because it's like, why have they put this in here? But I was just like, well, if you could do it about this guitarist, let's do it more on that. The vampire thing, I don't know what they're trying to say with it. Not that it has to be any message, but I just felt like you could have gone more the musician route and something. I don't know, it's weird.
I really liked the setting.
Jack O'Connell as just a vampire.
I really liked the time period setting. I really liked. It's won loads of Oscars and stuff, but I feel personally it's overhyped. I think it's a decent film. It's okay. But I'd rather watch Dusk Till Dawn. If I want to see a film about a bunch of people in a bar that suddenly turns into a vampire flick halfway through, then I'm going to go Dusk Till Dawn every time. And like I say, the bit that I didn't like was the musical segment. Didn't really like that.
Yeah, it's weird, but it just didn't vampires at all. I think it could have done something different. I don't know why vampires. If you do that. Pull the music thing out of it a bit. Why? I think that's what it was, because that music thing happened before the vampires happened. And it's like, what? And I don't know if it's artsy for being just fucking artsy. I don't know. So,
I'm sure.
Anyway, I don't personally recommend it. So yeah,
a lot of people are raving about it, and that's fine. Each to their own.
You go.
Go on. So I watched Sam Raimi's Send Help.
Oh, that's on the list
yesterday, and I absolutely fucking loved it. It was a real. I was in every moment. It's not often the story will keep me occupied. I didn't look at my phone once. I was really into it. The two main actors were fantastic. Rachel McAdams especially. I couldn't tell which way it was going to go, and obviously I'm not going to spoil it because it's only come out this year.
Yeah,
now it's on Netflix.
It's annoying because my issues with it would spoil it.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that off air, but I really liked it. It's a return to form for Sam Raimi. It's not your traditional Sam Raimi film, though. It's not supernatural. And it's got elements that reminded me of Drag Me to Hell at times. It's got Sam Raimi stuff all over it, though, lots of gore and sick and slime and stuff. But it's a really interesting movie about a woman who is stranded on a desert island. A plane crashes, her and her boss. And the power shift kind of changes because she's got some skills. But I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say any more. But if you like Sam Raimi, and if you just want to see a really good survival horror film, and it's not all-out horror.
It's fine, because me and that, I like an island movie, I like isolation, I like limited cast in a film. So it's fine. You're not getting a Sam Raimi movie though, for sure.
Yeah, it's not an Evil Dead film.
This actually, my next film actually goes through that very nicely. And to Send Help, I have issues with it, but I'll have to speak to you off air because I can't spoil the film. But this goes on to my next one. I watched The Mummy last night.
Lee Cronin.
Yeah, I remember thinking, who's this cunt? Who's Lee Cronin? Who the fuck is Lee Cronin? And I had to look him up, and I was like, oh, he did Evil Dead Rise, which I watched again recently, and I was a bit like, nah, boring. I'm not watching that again. I'm just not interested in Evil Dead Rise. I watched it in the cinema, and I thought it was alright, and I watched it
I've
again.
only seen it the once at the cinema, and I enjoyed it in the cinema.
Nah, didn't really do it for me. So I watched this, but I was kind of gutted. Spoiler, if you're going to want to... It's not really that much of a spoiler, but if you want to watch a movie which actually has like a fucking guy wrapped up in fucking bandages going around going, strangling people, which I wanted, it doesn't have that whatsoever. I was like, no! And I was thinking about it, I was talking to Sarah, it's like the different mummies which have past mummies have been action pop movies. Tom Cruise, action pop. Brendan Fraser, action pop, and it's like, it's weird that really, because I watched the Universal one not that long ago, Boz Karloff, and it was a bit rubbish. No offense to that one. The Hammer Mummy movies are all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. So going into this, though, it kind of does the. You haven't seen it, no?
I have not seen it, no, but I know it looks like it's more of a possession-y type.
Yeah, it
film,
goes into
myth.
Well, yeah, this is why I didn't mind the film. There's a lot of sort of like it's the main guy whose girlfriend he takes to Sweden in Midsummer. It's the main guy's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the main guy's dad in it, and his kid goes missing. I won't go into any more things actually. I won't spoil it. But it's a 2-hour 15-minute movie, but actually it must be 15 minutes of credits because it stopped at 2 hours. it was quite intriguing all the way through. It's like mystery element to it. It was basically The Exorcist and Evil Dead remake, Evil Dead Rise, and through the way of trying to say it's a mummy movie. And it was, in a sense, it has got a bit of the mythos from Egypt, etc., etc. But I think at the end of the day, it's just a possession film of a little girl. That's what the film is. You're basically, it's like, oh, I saw The Exorcist. Like, I don't want to get into it too much, but towards the end of the movie, you kind of seen that movie before, you know.
The Mummy's an interesting monster from horror because everybody thinks of the Scooby-Doo Mummy.
Yeah, bandages, yeah.
But actually, I'd say arguably the best Mummy movie is definitely the Brendan Fraser, Stephen Sommer directed one. That's just the right blend of Indiana Jones action, but also horror, and the effects were great at the time, and they kind of hold up all right now from the late 90s. But actually, I think the best Mummy we've ever seen on screen is the Mummy from the Monster Squad. That was the Mummy. I want to see a whole movie about that guy.
All of those effects in that movie was brilliant.
Yeah, but I will check it out only when it's hit streaming. Though I'm not going to sort of pay or anything to go and watch it. But I was a bit disappointed from the trailer. I thought, oh, this just looks like an Evil Dead or an Exorcist movie.
You've seen the film before, but there is a lot of mystery element for it going into it. And I was just like, okay, so why has he called it Lee Cronin? Because surely people are going to go, go watch the Mummy, then go, oh, Tom Cruise is in it. Oh, that must be the right one. And then go, oh, no, it's not. Surely people have the most intelligence. So then I realised it's because it's his take of the film, like Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's what it is, because it's not like John Carpenter's The Thing. Because like, this dude does not deserve his name on it. I don't even know who he is. Like John Carpenter, yes. But then I think it's like Rob Zombie's Halloween. So I think it's his interpretation of the film and the mythos.
And it's probably to sort of differentiate between, like you say, the other Mummy movies.
Of course it is, but I'm sure people have enough intelligence to figure that out. Because it was a Universal film. But,
that Tom Cruise Mummy movie was just pointless. Like, that was trash, man.
Next year, this is a warning to everybody, next year the copyright public domain, I think it's Frankenstein and the Mummy or Frankenstein and Dracula, comes into public domain in America. So you'll get lots of, like the Popeye movies you get now, like horror ones, and the Winnie the Pooh horror movies and shit. I've not seen any of them. You'll be getting loads of that because those movies are coming into public domain next year, but only in American territory. So there's no point me making it unless I could sell it just to American territory, which would be a real risky gamble.
Strange.
Yeah.
I'll cover off a couple of quick ones because I've still got quite a few here. I rewatched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. The other day, which I used to rent that out a couple of times because to be honest, I still am in love with Kirsty Swanson.
Maybe I saw it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
It's got a great cast. It's got Luke Perry, Ben Affleck, all with like first time roles. But the main people in it are Donald Sutherland, Kirsty Swanson, Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, and Luke Perry. Really good fun, actually. I can see why it flopped. And Joss Whedon wrote it, and then the studio turned it into a really fluffy sort of teenage movie. So that's essentially why he went off and made the series, which went for 7 seasons and then 5 seasons of Angel. So something good came out of it, but it's still an enjoyable film. And if you haven't watched it for a long time, it's on Disney Plus. It is fun and it's silly, but it's well written, and it's got a great cast. Donald Sutherland as training her to fight vampires. It's great, just brilliant. I'll go to a couple of other ones quickly as well then. I've finished an entire series over the last couple of weeks written by Joe Hill, who we all know is Stephen King's son. It's called Nosferatu. That's NOS4A2, like a number plate or a license plate.
It's not NOS like the gas canister. It's like kids not. Just doing NOS.
It's not going to be for everyone. In fact, I think a lot of people wouldn't like it, but it's a really strange series. It's 20 episodes in total about a man in a Rolls-Royce Wraith who is like an immortal, and he basically drives around America and collects children in the back of his Rolls-Royce Wraith and then drains the life force out of them as they're driving along, and he takes them to a place called Christmas Land. So it's set at Christmas mainly, and it's mainly, he thinks he's doing it for good because he takes children that are abused or in terrible situations, but it's obviously that they're sort of start rotting, and then he drops them off at this Christmas Land where anything goes and they can just live out their lives eating candy canes. However, there's also a girl in it who rides a motorcycle and she has a power that she can make a bridge from the past appear, go through the bridge on her motorcycle, and she can go anywhere in the world or anywhere in time to find lost items or people. So she starts becoming... I know, it's crazy.
Did you dream this? Are you sure this is real?
So she starts becoming like a nemesis for him and trying to find some of the children, and it goes into this whole crazy battle. And it's got really good cast in it. But like I said, it took me, and I know this isn't something you would do, but it took me about 4 episodes to get into it. And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of here now, because it had a bit of a Twin Peaksness with the sort of the small town and everything like that, and all the mythology around it. But it's so batshit crazy. It's so gory as well. But unfortunately, it's leaving Netflix in about 3 weeks, which is one of the reasons I wanted to watch it. But if you get the time to watch it and you think it might be for you, I would recommend Nosferatu. It's based on at least one, if not a series of books by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. Really weird, strange.
All right. That's a good recommendation then.
Yeah.
I did start watching. I haven't got through it all yet. Me and Charlie started watching Welcome to Derry.
Yes.
We've only done 2 episodes, but very, very gory as well. It seems to be so gory, these shows nowadays. You'd never got one back in the day.
Oh, I know, it's great, isn't it?
And I've got 2 episodes left, and I've done sort of 4 seasons. It's not horror. I watched even though the title's Banshee, but I watched a TV show called Banshee, which is about a dude that comes out of prison, and he's goes to a bar where there's another ex-con who has the bar, and they're sitting there just having a talk and that, and there's another guy there who's going to be the sheriff for the town, the Amish town just up the road. 2 people come in to rob it, and those 3 shoot each other and they all die. So the 2 ex-cons are like, oh fuck, so they decide to bury the bodies, and as they bury the bodies, the phone rings, and this guy says, is that Sheriff Hood? And he goes, yes it is. And he drives up to the town, because he's a new sheriff starting that town. He drives up to town and he's an ex-con, but he's done his time, but he just decides to be the sheriff. So he's just like beating the shit out of everybody. Hey sheriff, that's not how we do things. And he's just beating people up and shit. And it's a pretty good show. Really, really gory. Proper massive fight scenes. They had apparently gyms on the set the whole time because they had to stay in shape. Massive fight scenes every episode, and every episode full nudity and loads of sex. It's basically soft core porn, which brings nothing for the story. It does nothing to forward the story in any way. It's just banging. There's no need for it. At times I forward through the sex scenes, I was like, boring, and they're really hot people, but it's like boring. I have no interest, like, but I guess when it came out, maybe I don't know, it's just
we're getting old because we speed through the sex scenes.
Anyway, I'll tell you a movie which I really enjoyed, which is not horror as well. The Minecraft movie.
Now I watched this with my children. In fact, I bought this on Prime because my son has never played it, doesn't even know it's a game because he's about to turn 5. Yeah. But he knows all the songs, and he watches Minecraft on YouTube, kids' YouTube. And then about a month ago, my wife downloaded Minecraft for him, the game. So he's just started playing it. So we sat there and we watched it twice now.
It's such a good film.
It's really good fun, isn't it?
I said to Sarah, she was like, no, thank you. And I was like, go on, no. And it was like, such a good movie.
Chicken.
I said to Elijah, I'm like, can we watch Minecraft? She's like, but we saw it in cinema. I was like, yeah, but I want to watch it. And it's just, I really like it. I think it's such a good film. It really is. It's very, very funny. I got a lot of time
for it.
Jason Momoa in his pink leather jacket with tassels and just owning the retro shop. And he used to be like a really good, amazing arcade player. It's so good. Jack Black, him and Jack Black are such a good team. They're so funny.
Well, similarly to that, I celebrated my birthday a couple of months ago. We missed my birthday episode.
And mine.
For my birthday, and yours. Gosh, yeah. So for my birthday, we went to watch the Mario Galaxy movie, the second Mario movie, which I went with the kids to watch that. And again, we really, really enjoyed that. I loved the first one. And there is something to be said for these films, like the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. They're all really good with Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. I don't know if you've seen those, but they're all really good. The Minecraft movie,
really good. Yep.
The Mario movies. So I'm glad to see that they can not just do a cash-in, because that Minecraft movie films, just could have been a shit cash-in, but it was funny, great effects.
Yeah, Sonic.
And
sorry.
I know nothing about Minecraft, so for me it was
I know loads about it.
I don't. So I just learned everything about it.
The kids didn't like it. Me and you liked it. Elijah doesn't like it because it's not realistic.
It's not true to the
game. Which pisses him off.
We've raised our children right.
It's not real to games. I don't like that, and I was like, I really enjoy it.
We sing the Lava Chicken song all the time in this house.
Yeah, it's funny. And Sonic the Hedgehog's really good. You've got Jim Carrey, basically.
Yeah.
You go.
I'll do a couple to get through this list.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, because go back and forth.
I'll quickly mention one that I would really recommend, but I know you didn't like, called Unwelcome. Was from 2022, about a married couple who live in London.
Me and Sarah gave up half an hour into it.
They move. Well, that's a shame because you missed what the creatures were. So it is a creature feature. So this married couple who are kind of like terrorized by like thugs move to the country in Ireland. He inherits a cottage from one of his aunties or something. And I won't spoil it because it's 2022, so it's been out a while, but I just recommend it. If you like a creature feature, it's kind of got some little Irish creatures in it, and they're not the ones you think. Really gory, and it's a really great, almost a revenge film in some ways. And my only doubt, the only thing I didn't like about it was the way that the guy never got to get his own back, but other people do. I won't say any more than that, but it's quite a fun movie. I believe it's by the same guy that did what's that movie set in Ireland where it's a bit like Tremors.
Grabbers.
Which one? Grabbers, yes, that one. It's a bit like that. I think it's the same guy actually. So Unwelcome, I'd recommend that one. I wouldn't recommend The Nun 2. I'm going to skate over that. I would recommend Apex. The Nun 2, have you seen it? You looked perplexed then.
No. I was trying to think if that was Corin Hardy's movie or not. Or did he just do the first one?
No, it's not. It's directed by Michael Shaves.
Oh, he did the first one.
But I will talk about Apex, which is another survival, a woman surviving the elements movie.
I did see this one. It's all right. It's a little bit, at times, a little bit unrealistic, but... Yeah.
Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. It's a real cross between Deliverance... Wrong Turn. It's really nasty at times, and a good fun ride.
Yeah, I won't spoil it. When it goes to a certain point and she's like stuck in the cave bit and has that something happens. I didn't like that because I liked the outside bit with the chase and the hunt. I liked that. And then I felt like I didn't like that. I liked the outside. Do you know what I mean? That's, I think.
But again, I believe that's on Netflix. Again,
it is Netflix. Yeah.
And another one that was on Netflix. You can tell what I've been doing in the 5 months. Is a really interesting film by Alejandro Haja, who directed. What's it called? Why can't I remember the name? Switchblade Romance. Thank you, Gav.
And
Evil Dead.
The Hills Have Eyes, didn't he?
Didn't he do one of the first Evil Dead movie as well?
I don't know.
The first of the remake, but it's called Never Let Go, and it stars Halle Berry. And it's kind of got a bit of a Walking Dead. Definitely feels like a Shyamalan movie, without spoiling it. And it's about a mum and her twin sons who have kind of like, it's the end of the world. There's no one else really around, and they're living in a cottage in the woods, and they are tied to the cottage, and they can only go as far as the ropes. They've got these really long ropes, and they go out to forage for food.
Tethered.
They're tethered. So there's some good twists in it. Halle Berry's really good in it. She's a great actress, actually. There's a reason she is who she is. She hasn't done as much good stuff recently, but she's great. But it's really great, and it really reminded me halfway through. I was like, this is like a Shyamalan movie. This is really good. So that's called Never Let Go from 2024. Really decent movie. I recommend.
Never gonna give you up. I'm going to suggest that people don't watch Black Phone 2, which I almost went to cinema. Bloody glad I didn't. Daisy loves the first one loads for whatever reason.
Yeah, the first one is great. I like the first one.
So I thought for a birthday surprise, surprise. She said, oh, wow. So we all sat down to watch Black Phone 2, and it's shit. So that's all I'm going to say. Don't bother. It's a waste of fucking time. Also, another waste of time. Trap. Speaking of Shyamalan. Now, this movie should have been a good movie if you'd stayed in the fucking premise you put out there, you fucker. On the trailers and the synopsis, yes, it's stuck in a pop concert and the police are there and there's a serial killer. Okay, keep it there. Why all of a sudden we now in someone's kitchen? It's just fucking ridiculous now. Who gives a shit? The premise goes out the window and it's shit.
I really want to see it. Because I love Shyamalan.
As soon as the premise goes out the window, it's just like... Another one quickly, Wake Up Dead Man, because I'm just going through the films of since Christmas. Wake Up Dead Man, which was the third movie in the trilogy of Knives Out trilogy, I suppose you could say. I think it's going to be a fourth one possibly if they keep
What's
making
it? Knives Out, then it's
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, and then it's Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed Wake Up Dead Man more than Glass Onion. Not as much. I prefer the Knives Out the most, but then this one comes second. But I really enjoyed that as murder mysteries go. I liked it. There's a lot of darkness, a lot of spooky stuff almost, a lot of stuff basically in a church. So I actually quite dig that. So I recommend that if you like murder mysteries. It's a bit out. Everyone's probably seen it by now. We're a bit late to do the episode.
Yeah, but it's good to talk about what we've said, and I haven't really caught up on anything new, so it's good for me to know the stuff that's out there as well.
Yeah, I've got a couple more, and then I will speak a couple more of the future.
I'll do a few more then.
Yeah.
I watched Barbie.
I've not seen Barbie.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to watch it, and my wife just said, "Look, I think just watch it." And I thought,
to be fair, you put Alice probably through some really fucking weird horror sometimes. So to be fair,
yeah, exactly. She didn't watch it with me. I ended up watching it on my own. And I was really confused by it because it's a really well-made film, and I absolutely love Ryan Gosling. Of course,
you're confused by it. How's a movie called Barbie confusing?
Because I didn't know what it was trying to say or what the message was. Because if it was all set in Barbie's world, great. But she comes to the real world. And I can't stand Margot Robbie. Honestly, she's hot as all hell, but she annoys me in everything she's in, really. Apart from Wolf of Wall Street and a couple of other things, she just seems to be everywhere. And I find her a little bit annoying. And I also have really gone off Will Ferrell, who's in it as well, as an angry boss shouting at people. And I've seen all that before, like, Anchorman is his peak for me. So those two bits were annoying me. Ryan Gosling was great, but I didn't know what the message was. Was it aimed at children? Was it aimed at older women that have grown up and had Barbie when they were kids? Is it aimed at feminists? Is it aimed at... I don't know what it's aimed at, because the message to me was very confusing. Maybe I'm being dumb, but it felt like it was really trying to ram a message down my throat about... I do want Edith to watch it, because I do think it does show you that, because Barbie's obviously great in that Barbie's an astronaut, Barbie's a safari woman, Barbie is a doctor. You can buy all these different Barbies, of all colours, disabilities, everything you want, and that's fantastic that Barbie can be, any woman can be whatever they want, and I loved that side of it, and I think Edith should watch it, but she's a bit older for that.
Purple Barbie of 8 arms.
They haven't got that one though.
That's what I want.
But I was just confused by it, really, and I don't get what the hype was about. Also, it felt like a bit cheap, and I know a lot of it was set in a plastic world, but it just felt like the budget was lower than I know it was. It's very strange.
It became a bit of a hit, though, didn't it?
Yeah, and I haven't seen Oppenheimer, which is weird, because those were the two that came out the same week.
Yeah, I've seen it over.
I'll talk about a couple of quick more then. Thrash, the shark movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
It's a little forgetful, to be honest with you. I'd have to really sort of wrap my brain to go. I kind of remember it now.
It's an interesting story about a truck full of meat.
I prefer Crawl, if you're going to go that way, I think.
Yeah. I enjoyed Thrash, though. It was decent. It was better than Meg 2, which I also watched. I won't talk about. You've covered Minecraft, so I don't need to talk about that.
I know this.
I did. I watched Borderlands by Eli Roth, which I think we've talked about. I don't know if you've seen it.
I remember Sarah was quite hyped for it. I think she watched it and said it's shit because she really liked the game.
Wow, what a fucking tremendous waste of money.
Really?
I gave it 3 out of 10. It's got Kate Blanchett, Kevin
you don't
Hart.
know the game, so you had to go in it as a moviegoer for a story. So how was it introducing it to you? You was not knowing the game.
It just felt like a mishmash of other movies that I've seen, Mad Max and a few other things. And I like Jack Black normally, but as soon as this little robot showed up and started going dee 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 dee, I was like, oh, it's Jack Black in it. Fucking hell. Because I love him in Minecraft and I love him in a lot of stuff he's in, but he's a little robot in there.
Eli Ross, a very strange choice to helm be the captain of the ship to what direction it goes.
Because it was originally very gory, and then the studio got involved, and it cuts away from all the gore. So the version that's out there isn't the version that he shot. which I think is probably part of the reason it flopped, really, because I think the game's quite gory, isn't it? From what I hear.
I don't know nothing about it.
So yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. I watched A Quiet Place day one, and I was quite impressed with that.
I don't know.
It's better than the second one. I really like the first one, obviously. But the second one's good. It's all about like the outbreak of the creatures.
Yeah.
So that's quite fun to see. It's kind of, you could just pretend it's nothing to do with the other Quiet Place movies.
Even
though
that is isolation, a small limited cast, I wasn't really into it. Don't know why.
That's a shame.
I got two movies to talk of, and they both start with W.
Willy Wonka.
No.
And I know one of them because it's on my list.
War Machine.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat me to it.
That's on my list too.
I really enjoyed that. It's on Netflix now. It's basically Predator. If Predator was the alien was actually Ed 209, but really big.
Yeah. Or a Transformer.
Or Transformer, and that was the movie. And it stars what's his name?
Alan Richardson.
Which I like this fella. I really like him in a Guy Ritchie movie called the Ministry of War.
Gentlemanly Warfare.
I wish they'd just make easier names. I really like that film. I'm a massive fan of that film, of Guy Ritchie's recent movies. Actually, Tom Hardy's fired from Guy Ritchie's TV show.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been fired from season 3.
What for?
Of
Who fires
Moblands.
Tom Hardy?
Basically, Warner Brothers decided to go. Warner Brothers, Paramount decided to go with the producers and Guy Ritchie over Tom Hardy, who apparently turning up on set late, but that's actors in general. Really, that's nothing new. But he didn't like the way the film was going as an ensemble piece rather than a piece more about him. But it's weird though. Have you seen Moblands first season?
No, I've not seen any of it.
It's a pretty decent show. It is more an ensemble piece anyway, though. He is just a character in it, so I don't know why. But obviously, the clash of producers to the point he's done that, and I think he's going to have a break from acting for a little bit.
Funny, I didn't put this on my list, but you've just reminded me. One of the first things I watched while I was off work was a series called Taboo with Tom Hardy, which is a really weird film set like 150 years. Oh, it's a series,
show,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 8 episodes, and it's Tom Hardy comes back from Africa. It's set like 150 years ago, and he's trying to get back his dad's shipping company, but it's like got some voodoo supernatural stuff in it. It was good, yeah, weird, really weird. But Tom Hardy's great. I love watching Tom Hardy in anything.
Yeah.
But War Machine, if I just jump on the back of that.
No. And I recommend War Machine if you're into. Yeah. If you want to, basically, dog soldiers set up military people in woods on a training mission, but there's a kind of a mix like in Predator. All of a sudden, oh no, this is not what's happening, something else is happening, and now there's a lot of death and blood and gore, and kind of a 209 type sort of robot.
Yeah, big testosterone fueled blokes trying to survive.
So that's the movie.
Attack.
So I recommend that if you into that. If you like Predator, I think you like it. I couldn't think
it's doing really well. It went straight to streaming, but actually it's one of Netflix's surprise hits this year. It's doing really well, and I love Alan Richardson.
It's got the simple. Me and Sarah watched it. I put it on my projector, and it's got the simple premise. It's a group of people. It's not just blokes as well. There's some ladies in their squad, and just fighting against a thing which. You leave your brain at the door.
Well, it sets up a sequel as well, which I'd be more than happy to watch. So. Yeah,
he's knackered at the end when he gets in the helicopter. He is
very tired.
He's well knackered. Spoiler: he lives. The main star lives.
And we should probably talk about what happened to him briefly in real life as well. For anyone who hadn't seen Alan Richardson a couple of months ago, was riding his motorbike with his children around his neighbourhood. Massive guy, plays Jack Reacher. He's been in all these movies. Massive man.
Suffered a lot of depression. He has.
He did, yeah. He's got a lot of mental health stuff, but he's dealing with it.
He is a massive, massive guy. I look at him and I go, oh, I'd like to be that.
Yeah, I'd like to be that too. But some idiot neighbour of his was annoyed with him riding around with his children, considering all the things we've just described about him, and decided to pull him off of his motorbike. Now, you don't do that to this guy. And this guy, so then he
wouldn't
obviously...
pull him off his motorbike.
He wouldn't pull him off at all. Oh.
Well... If he asked nicely.
So Alan Richardson then punched the guy because obviously, he's done that in front of his children. He doesn't know what's going on. And he said to him, stay down, stay on the ground. And the guy kept trying to get up, and he kept on shoving him back down on the ground. The guy then went to the police and said, I've been attacked by Jack Reacher. I want to sue him. And Alan Richardson's like, actually, I was wearing a GoPro. Here's the footage of what actually happened. And now everybody's like, yay, he's a real life hero.
It's good that you had that, though.
Yeah. Well, probably why he does it, really.
Weapons.
Yes, on my list. Best thing I've seen in about 12 months.
I really enjoyed it. It's director of Barbarian, and it's a really interesting, as a scriptwriter, and it's really interesting way the movie is. You've got basically small kind of, before we get on to the actual what the movie is, but the characters in it all have their own little arcs, and we see their arcs as little
Pulp Fiction
stories.
style.
In essence, and he did this with Barbarian a little bit, and even though it's a long movie, it shoots by really well, and basically it's a movie about a bunch of kids that just run off into the woods in the night, which scared me for a moment when I first heard about this, because I came up with a movie called The Woods, where all the women and children one night just go completely missing in the woods, and I was like, oh no, but then the movies are both very different, so that didn't scare me anymore. I really enjoyed this film. Can we say what it is, what horror it is? Does that give it away?
I think that probably would give it away, because it's still quite new.
It's a bit of a mystery, I guess. I hands down give this a thumbs up.
Really original, really incredibly well written, incredibly well acted, a really great cast. The way that they use the Pulp Fiction style vignettes to sort of, you start the next scene, and then that scene will then suddenly sort of overlap with what you've just seen in the previous scene, so it kind of unfolds the story in that way, which is fantastic.
It's on HBO Max at the moment,
and it really helps with you're trying to work out what's going on as well, and it's unfolding slowly but surely in front of your eyes. Really gory, and a really great ending as well. But people are going to be like, what the fuck, man? The ending is just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a good film, really good film. And I took out a subscription of HBO Max recently. I've got a few now: Paramount, Prime, Disney, Netflix, fucking anyway. But it's okay, it's $5 or something like that. It's worth it if you're just going to watch fucking weapons and that's it. But for the month though, go in and you can even check out Sinners. There's a load of stuff on there. Paramount. HBO does not sponsor this show. I'm just saying though, it's easy just to get a subscription and see Weapons if you're wondering where it is.
I knew I was going to like Weapons. Everybody's recommended it to me.
I definitely recommend. Honestly, all of you listening, if you haven't seen it, check it out.
So I ended up just buying it on Prime because it was on offer.
I'll pick up a Blu-ray for the collection.
Yeah, it was great, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and like I said, it's probably the best thing I've seen in at least 12 months. So that was on my list as well.
Okay.
I'll bang a couple off my list now.
Yeah, finish your list, because then I want to speak about 2 films which are coming out this year.
Okay, great. So I watched a documentary called The Perfect Neighbor. I think you've seen it. It's on Netflix.
Yes. Sarah and I did I think a Patreon episode on it for our patrons.
I think you might have done actually. Yeah, it's all real life Ring doorbell footage and cop body cam footage about an incident that happens in America where somebody's murdered, and it's really the way it rolls out and plays out. It's like it's been written in a studio.
That Karen's such a dig.
Oh, she is a fucking dick, isn't she?
It's like, what are you?
But let's not say anymore.
I won't. But ruining life just because you've a face. Do you know what I mean? Ooh.
Highly recommend it if you love a documentary on Netflix. That's called The Perfect Neighbor. What else have I watched? War Machine, you've already covered. Cocaine Shark. Yes, I watched it.
Of course you did.
Awful. Probably the worst shark movie I've ever seen.
You surprised me.
And I've seen a lot of bad shark movies. So
how
skimming away from that.
How does a shark do cocaine in the fucking... It must be in a packet and it swallows it.
It eats like a load of cocaine off the back of a Colombian yacht.
Amazing.
I watched Together from 2025. You seen that?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a really good movie. It's got James Franco's brother Dave Franco in it.
Oh,
and
no. Sarah's told me not to watch it because the body horror I find yucky.
It's body horror. It's about a couple who move to a small town, and there's a secret in the town. And I won't spoil it because it's still relatively new, but it got really good reviews, and it's quite yucky. It's hard to describe what it is. I guess like if you if you think of like Society or The Substance, if you like your body horror like that, but also it's quite romantic at times.
Yeah, she said that.
It's a really great movie, and I can't recommend it enough. A couple of others to bang off the list then. I also watched Barbarian, funny enough. Heart Eyes. Now, I thought it was going to be really terrible.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
The cover looks shit.
It was brilliant. It was the best Valentine-themed horror movie I've seen since...
Is it for teens? Is it for the younger horror fan?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, it seems like it is. It's where it's portrayed in the picture.
Yeah, well, they're older. The characters in it are older, so they're not teenagers. And actually, it's a really good blend of rom-com.
What channel was this?
And slasher. It's on Prime.
Right.
But it was in the cinema last year. I think Valentine's Day last year. But it's a really great marrying of rom-com writing and that kind of like, oh, will they or won't they get together? But also there's a serial killer who kills people on Valentine's Day, and it's really good actually, and very funny and very gory. I really recommend that. I can't remember if we talked about Predator Badlands, but that came out. I think we did. That came out at the end of last year. Did we talk about that?
About it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was good. Really enjoyed that too. Night Swim. Have you seen that?
I think I actually put it on and didn't pay any attention to it because I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically about a haunted swimming pool, which sounds weird.
Yeah. I think I tuned out pretty quick.
I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
Okay.
That was good fun. I watched Carry On, not the Carry On movies.
Oh yeah, Carry On's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Die Hard clone.
It got silly. You're like, that's just not going to happen. But if you can just put your brain at the door, it's okay.
Yeah, that was fun. We Have a Ghost. Have you seen that?
No.
Very Ghostbusters, but in a good way. Beetlejuice Ghostbusters. It's one of those movies that's kind of like that charming, family-friendly, spooky vibe to it. A bit of a Scooby-Doo episode. It was really fun. It's got David Harbour in it as the ghost. Mm-hmm. You know David Harbour, of course.
He got shot in the face in the TV show I was watching yesterday.
Oh, David. No one shoots Santa. They Cloned Tyrone. Really enjoyable film with John Boyega and Jamie Foxx.
Okay, I don't know.
Feels like a bit of a blaxploitation movie.
Is it science fiction?
It is science fiction. It could be an episode.
Cloning, so, you know.
Yeah, it could be an episode of
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. Yeah, it really good fun that was as well. Don't Move was another one I recommend.
Why?
If anyone's seen that.
Oh,
about a woman who is injected by someone a bit like Apex. Someone's out to get her in the woods. She's injected and she's got a certain amount of time before her whole body is paralysed. So she has to try and get from A to B, all the while her body's getting more and more paralysed all the way there, and she's got to sort of stay hidden. And there's like ants crawling on her.
Does she end up like Homer when he's paralysed and realises they can fart to communicate, like Morse code?
Not quite like that. It takes itself a bit more seriously than that. Shame. I've only got a couple more, literally, and that's it. So I think you've seen The Rip with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
I really enjoyed this.
Really good movie. It's now currently being sued by the police force for that, wherever it's set, because they're like, oh, you're making us look like we're really dodgy.
Corrupt.
It's like, well, okay, well, you probably are a bit corrupt. Most police forces
are corrupt. There's corruption everywhere.
But really great movie.
You can't sue. That's just ridiculous. It's a really good film. Really good film.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have great chemistry, obviously, and it's just this real rough and ready, gritty cop thriller.
It's got some nice
really
twists.
Violent.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, it's a really good film. I'm not a big fan of those two, but after watching that, I was like, I really enjoyed this, and I kind of changed my tune with them both a little bit. And then after that, for that exact reason, I ended up watching The Accountant and The Accountant Part 2.
I've only seen the first one.
And they're really enjoyable films. The second one's really good. And it was interesting to see an autistic person in the grown-up life getting on, because my eldest is autistic, and just seeing, okay, let's see what an adult who arranges all of their food. Their food can't touch another bit of food, and knife and forks in the right position. And just how they navigate through life, I found very interesting.
Well, it turns out autistic people make great hitmen, if you're Ben Affleck.
It seems to be as well, which is a strange combo, I've got to say.
But yeah, if they're very particular about details, then that's how it works.
Yeah.
The last one I'll mention then, and that's everything I've pretty much been watching, is Mr. Harrigan's Phone. Again with Donald Sutherland. Have you seen this?
No.
Really recommend this. Wow. It feels like a Stephen King film. Mr. Harrigan dies, and the teenager...
Is this Netflix?
So basically, there's an old... where did I see it? It might have been on Netflix. There's an old fella who... I think it's Donald Sutherland plays the old fella.
Not a penis.
Basically employs... No, he basically employs a young man to come over and just read to him, because he's dying, basically. So he becomes friends with this young man who just reads books to him, and that's it. And then Mr. Harrigan dies, and then he starts getting text messages on his phone from Mr. Harrigan, and it's like... he's trying to solve this case, and it's really interesting, supernatural mystery, trying to solve this crime. It's really, 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 really good. Very Stephen King. It might have been Joe Hill that wrote it. It must be. It feels like it was. But that's Mr. Harrigan's Phone, and that's from 2022. That's my last one to talk about.
Oh, good. Well, I hope we've, if you've not seen some of the films, or we didn't recommend them, that you do check out some stuff, and we've recommended some films to you.
Stephen King did write it, Mr. Harrigan's Phone.
There you go. 2 films. One of them I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch Disclosure Day, which is Spielberg's new movie in a cinema.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
I wanted to. I thought I was in the idea of it. I was like, well, it's an alien movie, but last time I tried to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I just couldn't get away from it, and I really just I've never liked this since I was a kid. I don't know why. I've never liked Close Encounters. I feel like there's no one to root for really. Like. Thingamajiggy's character in it, who's in Jaws, it's just kind of like, it's not really that likeable. He seems to be the family you root for, and it's like, what is this film?
I think the problem with Stephen King and Aliens is you were terrorised.
Spielberg
and Aliens is you were horrified by E.T.
Yeah.
And whenever Steven Spielberg does an alien movie, maybe you're just like, I can't watch it.
I don't know. It's just, Close Encounters, it seems like it should be, because there's cool effects and cool bits and bobs in it, but it just doesn't do it for me in any way. I've got nothing for it. And then this one that's come out, Disclosure Day, the trailer now, I'm like, what is the movie then? What is the story of the movie? Yes, the aliens could be, and there's like some people living among us who might be aliens, and spaceships possibly are real. But what is the actual story?
Well, Spielberg famously doesn't allow you to know the story in his trailers. So his trailers are always very secretive. So you won't get any more than that. You'll have to go see it.
Because I feel like I'm going to have a Close Encounters session again with it. That's my problem. I might go cinema anyway. It's Spielberg. Come on, he's not going to be making films forever.
Exactly.
It's an alien one. He's not going to be making them very often, so I probably will. And the other film I'm going to go to cinema to watch now. It's a weird one to say that I'm going to go to cinema to watch it. I'll say it in a minute. But I'm going to do it because it's humour, and I want to support humour coming back to the cinema. You probably... Yay! Scary Movie 6. I'm going to go to the cinema, and I'm going to say to everybody, try to go to cinema to watch Scary Movie 6, because they're going to probably do stuff which... It's the Wayans Brothers again, who did part 1 and part 2. They're going to do more outlandish stuff, and right now we need to get back that humour, which is a bit like, oh, that's a bit rude, it's a bit fucking hell, Ricky Gervais Golden Globe speech type sort of thing, that
American Pie, kind of thing.
We need that back in, so I'm going to go to the cinema and support that movie, just to give them some money and get some people in the cinema. To be honest, I'm not paying that much attention. I'm just going to go to support it, but it's Scary Movies, it's Wayans Brothers. I'm going to possibly have a chuckle, probably more chuckles than I did with the Naked Gun remake, which is awful and I paid a lot of money for.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but you do your other one that you wanted to mention, and I'll quickly, funny enough, I've got a quick roundup of what's coming this year. Oh, okay.
Spielberg and Scary Movie 6.
Oh, yeah, you had to. Sorry. Yeah, Obsession is one that everyone's talking about. Have you seen it yet?
No, this is a dude who's a YouTuber who made Milk and Cereal. I think that's his
Harry
movie.
Barker.
Have you seen Milk and Cereal?
I haven't, no.
Oh, go on YouTube and watch it. He made a found footage film. It's pretty decent. It's quite Yeah, he's quite an inventive person, quite a creative person. So fair play to him to be able to get a movie. It's like the dude that did The Rooms, which is coming out soon. It was like a young lad that just did The Rooms for YouTube. You know The Rooms, Back Rooms.
The Back Rooms, yeah. That's one of the ones I was going to mention. That's another one I'm hyped to watch.
There's another YouTuber who's gone and made a horror movie, and it's quite nice that we're having this because they're getting a following basically. So the studios are like, well. Like A24, they're like, well, they've already got the following. We don't need to even market the film. Like, let's make, and they've got a good idea, and they're making the right stuff. Give them money to make a proper movie. So fair play, because if they bring out good movies, they're great. As horror fans, we get good films.
As podcasters, you may have already seen it, but Undertone is one that everybody's been recommending me about a podcaster who gets caught up in quite a scary situation.
Yeah. No, I do want to. I listened to an interview with the director on Adam and Joe's podcast, The Movie Crypt, and I listened to an interview with the director. I do want to do that because it's a lot of audio stuff going on there, and I'm a big fan of the audio as I want to make that movie about In the Woods audio movie. So yeah.
We've also got Scream 7 coming out this year, whether you like the Scream series or not. They've made a 7th one, and that's coming out later this year. And then for me personally, it's a great year for me because in a couple of weeks, my Masters of the Universe movie is coming out.
I saw on Facebook Marketplace today a 3D printed Adam hair wig. So it's a big yellow plastic one, like a Lego wig. And I thought of getting it for you. I didn't. So
this is a good year. There's a Spider-Man movie this summer. There's an Avengers movie at the end of this year. There's a couple of other movies here and there. We got Grogu and The Mandalorian, which isn't doing great, and a Star Wars movie. But this Masters of the Universe movie, I called it last year when I saw snippets of it in the trailer, and now the proper trailer's come out, and it had its premiere last week, and people are saying this is going to be the surprise hit of the year. People are blown away by it. Apparently it's very true to the cartoon and the toys. It's very colourful, bright, camp. It's got all the characters in it that you wouldn't expect, like some of the back characters and stuff.
I don't think I'm going to bother. Don't be offended.
It's got Brian May on the soundtrack, doing the theme, and The Darkness have done a song called Masters of the Universe, funny enough, with Brian May on guitar. It looks incredible. It looks like everything I wanted for the last 45 years.
Good for you.
So I'm very hyped for it, and I'm probably going to go and see it at least twice in the cinema and support it. Jared Leto, bit dodgy guy, but apparently his Skeletor is one of the best things in it. It's got Idris Elba in it as Man-at-Arms, and it's got the guy that plays He-Man, everyone is saying is absolutely nailed He-Man. So it looks great. Battle Cat, you name it, everybody's in it. So I'm super hyped for Masters of the Universe in a couple of weeks.
All right,
super hyped. I have the power.
I'll see how it goes. I don't know if I would, but I don't know if I would say to Elijah, but he doesn't. I hate the fact that I've got a son who doesn't like movies.
The problem is with Masters of the Universe is people who are in their 40s and 50s are going to go see it, but that isn't probably the audience they're aiming at. So they are aiming at that audience a bit, but they also want to try and appeal to the kids that don't know anything about it.
It's a
hard
mix.
sell because you've got Marvel and DC out there right now, and all the other stuff, Star Wars, and so He-Man is just trying to compete with these. Now He-Man's been around for 40 years, so it's an old franchise, but can it compete with Marvel? People know Spider-Man and Captain America and Batman and Superman, but not many kids will tell you who He-Man is and Skeletor are. So we'll see. I'm excited for it, and it's getting great reviews.
Right.
Well, that's the last 5 months.
That's the longest intro we've done in a long time, but to be fair, we haven't been here for a long time, so I think that's all right.
Well, it's time for a trailer, in that case then, Gav, for Return of the Living Dead. And then when we come back, we will get into some, whatever the chemical's called, 2,4,5-trioxin, a big barrel of that.
Which is not real or made up, but we know lots of facts and trivia on this movie, and it's a great movie. So if you've not seen it, stop the show now. Put the tape into your video player and press play.
It's only 90 minutes.
Watch the film.
Boy, does it truck along.
It's a brilliant film, and we can't wait to talk about it. So here's a trailer for Return of the Living Dead from 1985.
In the dark of the night, something strange is going on.
that movie, Night of the Living Dead.
Sure.
They ship those bodies. Well, say hello.
The dead have risen from the grave.
Mister, there's 100 of those things out there.
How many did you say?
100?
And now the question is, how do we get them back into the ground?
Bert, Frank, we have a little problem. 4 left, 10 right.
It's all over everything! Stupid asshole! Watch your tongue, boy, if you like this job! Like this job!
Brain.
Medical science is back.
And it's a puzzle, because technically, you're not alive.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
How do you kill something that's already dead?
Well, how do I know, Fred? I don't know. Let me think.
It's not a bad question, Bert. In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill him. Is that what they did? The brains, right. Brains.
Brain! The brain! I hit the brain! Oh! Get it off! 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 Get it off!
The military is nervous.
How was your day?
Usual crap.
The police are confused.
Send more cops.
It worked in the movie! Well, it ain't working now, Fred. In the movie line?
It's not a bad question, Bert. It's not a bad question, Bert. It's not a bad question, Bert.
The return of the living dead.
So here we go with our main review of the episode, The Return of the Living Dead from 1985.
Do you
91
wanna
minutes.
party?
Make love till we die.
Yep.
Just make love till we die. 91 minutes.
Not
I
me and
miss
Dan.
films.
That's the movie.
No, I miss films that just zip along like this. And boy, does this film zip along.
Hey,
But
but, do you know what? This isn't a really inside thing or anything. Having a longer movie costs more money to make. It's pretty obvious. Like it's another few more weeks. The sound editor has to be in there, just going through the dialogue of that extra 20 minutes you're putting in your movie. Why? Everybody, start making movies 90 minutes again.
so here's the synopsis, and then we'll get into it.
Sorry.
2 bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally release a deadly gas into the air. The vapors cause the dead to rise again as zombies. Brains.
It's a brilliant film.
So yeah, there's a few things we want to talk about before we get into the sort of the nitty gritty of this movie. So first of all, this movie is very stylish and of its time, but in a great way. Very similar to some of the Creepshow segments or Night of the Creeps. It's not like your Romero type zombie movies. And the reason for that is because at this point in the mid-80s, believe it or not, there weren't actually an awful lot of mainstream zombie movies out there. We'd only really had 2 Romero movies. And in fact, the year this came out, the 3rd Romero movie came out not long after this one. So there weren't any sort of cemented rules around zombies or anything like that at this point, which is why Dan O'Bannon, the writer and director, who we'll get into in a moment, he's the one that, if it wasn't for this movie, zombies wouldn't eat brains for a start. Everybody thinks of zombies, and what do they eat? They eat brains. Even my 4-year-old boy knows that. Exactly. So this movie kind of came up with that. They're also, these zombies can run, they can walk fast, they can talk. They can use radios to call other paramedics
They
and
got
other police.
He didn't want to do the same as Night of the Living Dead, which they were all kind of. He wanted to give them some almost intelligence.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a lot of people thought this was, because obviously it's called The Return of the Living Dead. It's a very cheeky title because it sort of implies that it might be related to the Romero movies, doesn't it?
Yeah,
which is great that they had that backwards and forwards in the 80s.
They did ask Romero if he wanted to be involved. He didn't. Now who is it from Night of the Living Dead? John Russo I think he had the rights to the name Living Dead.
That's right.
And I'm sure you were going to probably say, I'm sure you know I've got both exact same information. And he had that. Now, he had actually wrote a book called Return of the Living Dead. Dan O'Bannon read that, and a film company said to him, do you want to direct? Now, Dan O'Bannon, I know we're going to get onto it, but he started off going to different film schools, and 3 different film schools he went to. One said, to become a director, you need to become an actor. The other school said, you need to be an editor. The other one said, you need to be... actor, editor and writer. So he did all those things trying to get it, and he's not happy with where his career went, but he's happy he got into films. But his writing career, which we get onto, went off with Alien, which we'll get onto. But anyway, he read, so finally he gets a chance to direct a film, and the studio say to him, do you want to direct a film? And he's like, absolutely. And they're like, right, read this. And he didn't want to do it because it is so close to George Romero's, and he didn't want to step on George Romero's toes doing it so close to that, and it was very serious. And he's like, I want to go complete opposite, which is like Intelligent Zombies, but actually kind of a comedy humorous movie, but played seriously, but humorous film. So that's why George Romero's not involved, but the Living Dead name still exists. But they still took the name of the John Russo book, which I don't know, so John Russo must have got some pennies for that if he had the name Living Dead, whatever. So then George Romero went Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, without the living, just take the living out, and that wasn't out. So yes, people could look at this as a follow on from those movies, and I think as a kid I probably did think it was in the same wheelhouse. And
I saw this movie before I saw Night of the Living Dead. This was a movie that we watched on Sky Movies when I was probably about 14 or 15, and obviously really appealed to a 14 or 15 year old, especially the scene with Trash dancing in the graveyard.
Most 14-year-old boys probably remember that scene.
So before we get onto Dan O'Bannon and a bit of the background on this movie, just very quickly, it did spawn, unsurprisingly, a list of sequels, which get worse as they go down.
5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 6 movies, so 5 sequels. Yeah,
and right. A remake coming out next year of this film.
Exactly. Well, that's one of the ones. So yeah, Return of the Living Dead, obviously. Then Return of the Living Dead Part 2 in 1988, which is an all right movie. It's fun.
No, after I watched this again last year, I watched it in October of my 31 and 31. I was like, I'm gonna watch this again. I haven't watched it for ages. I was like, that was so good. I was like, man. So I watched the trailer for the second one, and it all came flooding back, and I was like, this is just not as good. But it's really weird. It's got the 2 main characters in this movie, or in that movie, but playing different characters. It's weird.
They then made Return of the Living Dead 3 in 1993, which wasn't great. And then they did 2 back-to-back.
Unless you like goth chicks.
Yeah. And then they did 2 back-to-back movies, Return of the Living Dead Necropolis in 2005, and the same year, Return of the Living Dead Rave to the Grave, which may as well have starred Corey Feldman, because they're just really low-budget, really terrible films. But strangely, as Gav said, there is a remake coming this Christmas, 2026. It's got some Christmas elements in it.
Oh, no. Is that why? Okay.
Santa, I saw something with Santa getting attacked by and eaten by zombies on the trailer or something.
I'll watch it, but it's obviously we have this one which we're speaking of, and it would be a different film. I don't know. This was a bit of a film gods almost, I'd say. This is the only movie Dan O'Bannon directed. Oh no, it says he did another movie.
Well, actually. it is the only movie he directed. He directed a couple of things, but this is the only movie he directed, and he dropped the mic.
It's so weird though, isn't it? Because he wanted to be a director and he only did this one. And he's really pissed when he watches the film. He's pissed off because he sees the stuff that he couldn't do, and he wanted to. So this movie would have been, if it had the time and money, this movie would have probably been fucking even better. This could have been 8.5, 9 out of 10 almost. Like if he were to do what he wanted to do, but he just didn't have time. And I think the pressure of this probably put him off directing films.
Yeah. Well, Dan O'Bannon is he's a great director for the one movie he did, but he is an incredible writer. And I just wanted to spend some time going through, you've already given us a bit of backstory on how he got into it. He wrote Dark Star with John Carpenter, which was John Carpenter's first
at film
feature.
School, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was his kind of first real proper feature, and it's not a great movie, but you can see where him and John Carpenter were getting the feel for the game, you know.
Ben's going right Alien.
Well, he then wrote Star Beast, which then got turned into Alien. So it was originally called Star Beast.
Yeah, it's not the best name.
And obviously Ridley Scott.
I would watch
got
Star
hold
Beast,
of that.
to be fair.
Yeah, I'd watch that too.
Of course you would. You'd watch Star Beast 8. The beast hits harder.
He then wrote that, which then got turned into Alien, which the rest is history, as they say. He continued writing. He wrote Dead and Buried, for anyone that's seen that, from 1981.
Yeah, that's fun.
Heavy Metal from the same year, which is the animated.
I'd always see the video cover in a video shop.
It's good. It's like gory, sexy, naked, animated, weird.
I reckon it was on Channel 4 one night after the pub. I think I was sort of, what is this? And watched a bit of it, I think.
Yeah, it would have been. He wrote Return of the Living Dead, which is the only movie he's directed. He also, the same year, he had a writing credit for Life Force, which this feels
Toby Hooper
similar to.
Toby Hooper was panned to direct this film.
That doesn't surprise me. He worked well with Toby Hooper because he also wrote Invaders from Mars, which Toby Hooper directed as well. And then he gets a writing credit for every Alien movie that's come out. So I won't bore you with all of those because we know all the Alien movies. We've covered them all. But he gets a writing credit for every single one of those because of the Ripley character,
even the new TV show. But it's nice to see his name, though. Because unfortunately, he has passed away as well, unfortunately.
He adapted Philip K. Dick's screenplay, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale, which got turned into Total Recall. So he gets his writing credit for that because he turned that into a screenplay, which is amazing. And then Prometheus, he gets his writing credit for the Total Recall. But what a career. I mean, especially in the 80s, he was writing these amazing screenplays that were sci-fi horror, and they were getting made by hungry directors like Toby Hooper, and then grabbing people that did amazing practical effects. And we're going to be talking a lot about that for this movie.
Well, we were just very lucky in the 80s. I've gone through this before. We're very lucky, but in the VHS home market took off. Money, like videotapes, they cost about £70-80 a pop, which was a lot of money then. And money was just everywhere. So obviously there's some horror movies you're like, this is awful, but we also got some incredible films which you won't nowadays because it's so hard to movies get made now. Even the major ones, it's hard for them to get made now. We had such a good time for something like this. Even though saying that, Return of the Living Dead remake's coming out, so obviously
and to circle back around to something you said, I believe this is a film gods movie, and the reason for that is
I can believe I can fly.
Don't talk about R. Kelly. The reason for that is because there's several reasons. Firstly, it's funny. Secondly, it's fun as well. It rips along, really fast-paced. The writing is great. The way that the plot moves along and makes the gas go into the air, and then the rain comes down.
The writing is fast. This is casting. I'll tell you what, this is very interesting. I'll just place this in my head now. The fact that he learnt to edit films and he learnt to write.
Yeah.
And act would make him an amazing writer. The editor, though, would make him an amazing writer. He's looking at the end product, which is getting edited at the end when he's writing it in the product. That's very good.
Because there's elements of the writing in this that are very tragic.
That's where it comes to the casting. Now, the actors said that they really, really like Clu Gallagher and James Karen and Don Calfer, who was Bert, Frank, and Ernie. They
hi Bird.
Hi Bird.
Hi Bird.
They really enjoyed it. They said it was very much like doing a play, and we shot it. I think they shot it in sequence as it goes in the film, and they really enjoyed doing it. And they said each of them had their own journey arc, personal to them, and they were treating the film very seriously, but the humour just came out in the way their performances were, and they just rolled with it. But they play it pan straight as hell, but the writing and the actors and their performance being let loose from the director going go for it just brings us out. Like, amazingly, we get on to it, but James Karen, who plays Frank, he's the one who at the end puts himself in the furnace to die. The only reason he came up with that idea was he was outside and it was pouring with rain, and he's like, I don't want to be out in the fucking rain. He said to him, I think my story, my arc would be that I would actually take myself inside. And then he did that because he didn't want to be out in the rain, and he came up with that idea.
He came up with the idea, he took his wedding ring off and hung it on the side.
And
apparently the cast and crew were crying.
Yeah.
They were sort of like, wow, that was a really moving scene. It's the only scene that doesn't really have any score. It's just like... The other reason I think this is so clever is because it does pay homage to Romero in two ways. It mentions the Night of the Living Dead events, but it does it in a way that it says... You've seen that movie, right? So that movie exists within this movie, but also in this movie, The Night of the Living Dead is secretly based on a real life thing that happened.
At the beginning, it says this is real life. Yeah.
I know. I love it.
I was just like, what the shit?
So essentially, in this movie, The Night of the Living Dead is a movie that was based on real life events, and then it turns out that the government tried to cover up this like chemical that can bring the dead back to life, and that's where Return of the Living Dead comes into it. So it's so cleverly written.
It's great, yeah, and it's almost like so well.
It's almost like ahead of its for 1985.
Oh god,
the Easter eggs that are in it.
They would have been shooting this in 84. He had been writing this in 80, 81. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, obviously, Night of the Living Dead has been out since the 60s, but even so, the Easter eggs that are in this to the other movie are fantastic. And it's so funny at times and sexy. And the gang, we all love crazy, weird gangs. I mean, it's got our buddy in it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, those damn enchiladas.
The damn enchiladas.
He plays Spider in this, doesn't he? So... We'll talk about the gang in a minute when we get into the movie. But what a gang! What a gang!
Some of the extras in this actually ate calf brains. 9 extras ate calf brains, and they got paid extra. Dan O'Bannon said to him, "It's fine, look," and he sat there and ate some calf brains also.
Wow,
that's what you do as a director.
I think the best character in this, watching it this time around, is Ernie. Don Calfer, the way that his character arc goes from him just being a mortician to being this guy at the end who's like...
We'll get into it, but the speed that this movie goes as well. This was going to be in 3D because of like Friday the 13th 3D, etc., and those sort of movies, Amityville 3D, were coming out. And this was going to be in 3D, but then they dropped that. I'm so happy they did. It's
Talking of Friday the 13th...
a side which didn't need to be focused on when making this.
And talking of Friday the 13th, Freddy is played by Tom Matthews, who a lot of people will know as Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives.
Absolutely, I always forget that. Coming up,
so it's got 2 references to Night of the Living Dead with Miguel Nunez and Tom Matthews.
They're back from the grave and ready to party is the tagline, and that was came up from Simpsons creator Matt Groening came up with that idea.
Really?
Yep, they went to him, so he must know him. And he came up with another one. They're not vegetarians and they're hungry, I think was another one. Or something like that.
That's not as good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to get into this. Oh, I do own this on still sealed, mini VHS tape.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Yeah, which you put in your camcorder when you're on holiday and you can watch it.
Hook that up to the TV. Yeah.
So when you've done your home recordings for the day, you can come home and use it as a video player.
Amazing.
It's still sealed. It's fucking banging.
Was that at a car boot sale you found that?
Yeah, £1. I put it...
Crazy.
They had a few of them. I should have just picked them all up, but there's movies I didn't know what they were. Really random movies I'd never heard of, and I just didn't bother. I don't know why. I put it up on the VHS group page on Facebook, and a load of people said, yeah, this is... da-da-da-da-da. You can get some of these, blah, 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 blah. But it's pretty rare. It's still sealed as well.
I'd never heard of that until them doing that, releasing films in that format. That's crazy.
I'm off to a car boot sale in the morning. Car boot sale. It's Bank Holiday Monday. One in my town. So I'm going to go check it out. Been there for 20 years. So I'm going to go check that shit out tomorrow.
Make sure you pick me up some He-Man figures if you see any as well.
Okay,
well, let's get into Return of the Living Dead, Brains. So, as you mentioned earlier, we start off with a title card that says the events you're about to witness are based on true life events, which is absolutely nonsense. Love that. And I love the title card sort of telling you the time of the day and the day that it is, because it all takes place over like 40 hours.
We do have a countdown, essentially.
Yeah,
I do like the way this movie ends, and I love this Colonel bit when we get to
dark.
it. Yeah, and then what do you do? Okay, and then but we get to it, but it's good.
Yeah. So we start off at the UNIDA Medical Supply Lab. And this is where Freddy's got his first day at work. And he's being shown around by Frank.
Now, this is straight away here. This is where a writer who's also an editor knows what the fuck he's doing. And presumably, he probably edited it as well. Can you check that for me while I say this? I think that straight away we get into it. Literally straight away, they're being shown round. There's no flaff at all. There's no baggage. There's no loose ends whatsoever. Straight away, they are like, boom, here we go. And this is what I'm going to show you this. And like their boss is there as well, and he's going home. But I love the fact we're just straight into the warehouse, into the movie, rolling straight away. I think that's really, really good. Did he chop it?
I'm just having a look now. Keep talking.
Yeah, but I think you can see through this film how fast it nips through that the dude knew what he was doing, and it just doesn't. At no point at any you go, oh, I wish it would get on with it, because it just moves so quickly.
No, it was actually someone called Robert Gordon who edited it.
Interesting. Maybe. All right, maybe not. I'm sure he oversaw it though.
I'm sure he did. Like you said, he had an eye for it anyway. Now, this is like a candy store. This kid's candy store. This place that Freddy's about to start working, because
if you want that sort of stuff, if that's your candy.
Because Frank's like, so this is where we keep the skeletons. This is where we keep the split dogs. We'll get into it all now, but he's basically showing him around. He says, the first job we got to do today is pack these skeletons up, and he talks about how they're shipped over from India. Apparently, they're real Indian skeletons.
They had some real skeletons, and that's what they normally do. I think Indian skeletons are the ones normally cured.
They actually not acknowledge that, because they say the reason we always get skeletons from India is because they're so cheap, and they're cheaper than making props, which is essentially the reason they have real skeletons in the film, because it's cheaper than making props. Yeah. So, which is crazy, really. So they're packing up these skeletons into a big crate, and
I hope my skeleton's in a horror movie. I'll be happy.
Might be, you never know.
Well, one of you listeners might be alive when I'm dead to find out. So let me know from beyond the grave.
With my surname, mine needs to be in a university.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bring out Dan Bones, and I'll show you where the ribs are on this one. Yep. And this is the pelvis. Lots of thrusting. So Frank has got lots of gallows humour. He's sort of joking around, and Freddy's initially a little bit like, oh, this is weird, all this sort of bodies and body parts in it, but it's all medical equipment. So it's crutches, orthopedic instruments.
We have the great Clu Gallagher in it, who is it Gallagher or Gallagher? Gallagher, and he's there as their boss, and he's like, right, I'll see you guys later, I'm going away for the weekend. And it's just him straight away going. Then it's the best info dump is him being shown around, but basically is the audience going, we now know all of these three people, what they are in seconds. That's the boss, he's off. This is a warehouse, in and out imports and exports of these bodies. We know this character is the long-standing guy who's been at the job for a long time. He's now taken on the assistant, and now we're going to be shown around what this actually warehouse is. It's so good writing. It really is.
And everything he shows him around this medical warehouse, we know is going to come back later on in the film. So he shows him split dogs. Everyone.
It's always so yucky.
A dog in half it's obviously a dead dog that's in half, and
was that dude that did the horse, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's for people to do, medical, practice their medical examinations on them, vets and stuff like that. He shows them that they've got cadavers hanging in the freezer. So there's like a body hanging up in the freezer, and again, we know these are all going to come back later on. So they're looking around the place, and that's fine. Meanwhile, outside, we meet the gang. Now, they don't have a gang name, as far as I know.
So we look at this as a punk rock zombie movie, and these guys are the reason you look at a movie like that. It's because we've got this group of punks. Now, as I was watching with Sarah, exactly, that's what I was thinking, but it comes across on the outskirts, it's all punk. But then you're like, hang on, there's some really innocent, a couple of females who are so innocent. They're innocent from their clothing and the way they speak. And it's so bizarre. It's so weird. Then we've got one guy who's not, isn't there?
Even just the names, right? So here's the names of the gnarly gang punks. There's Spider, who's oh baby. Yeah. So there's Spider. There's Scuzz. There's Suicide. who's the leader, and then there's Trash. And then you've got Trish, you've got Tina, you've got Chuck, and you've got Casey, who look like they shouldn't be in the gang. They're just wearing very normal clothes. They have piercings and chains.
It's how have these guys got together? Why are they hanging out? What's going on? I don't understand.
I don't know.
And I do have an issue with this. Not an issue. It's a really weird choice. We get totally set up with the introduction of Suicide as being the boss. He says what they're going to do. He says, we're going here, we're going there. He's the one that has the car, drives them around. He's the one that's leading them. He's essentially driving them to what's going to happen to them, essentially. But he dies. He's the first one to go. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they set him up and then kill him. It made no sense. He looks like he should have pushed a zombie away and go, I fucking take you out, and like actually killed a zombie, then go running off. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird that he's taken out straight away. I don't understand it.
Maybe it's just to sort of demonstrate to the audience that no one is safe. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a weird choice. Because he's quite likeable. Even though he's a dickhead, he's quite likeable.
These guys they're a bit like the gang from Demons, I guess, in some ways, without the cocaine. And they're sort of wandering around the streets going, well, we need somewhere to party tonight. Where should we party? I don't know. And they're waiting for Freddie to finish work because Freddie's doesn't get off work till 10 o'clock at this medical place that he just started work at. So they're all like hanging out, playing music, and they just want to party.
Let's go fuck up Freddie's job. He's just started by turning up to it. Brilliant.
So we cut away from them while they're deciding where to party, and we cut back to Frank and Freddie, who are sitting in the office filling out paperwork. And this is where they start talking about...
Frank and Ernie.
Frank and Freddie.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So they start discussing the Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, do you know that was based on a real government cover-up, really? And he's like, really? Yeah, really, yeah. And he said, basically, like, the bodies, they started coming back to life, and it's all because of this chemical. And the chemical was called 2,4,5-trioxin. Blah blah blah, and they're talking a bit more about it, and it's a chemical spill, and the spill went into a morgue, and that made everybody come back to life. And then they brought some of the bodies here, and Freddie's like, yeah, right, whatever. Frank's like, do you want to see them? Freddie says, see what? And he's like, see the bodies. He's like, well, of course I do. So of course they run down to the basement, and this is where they open a barrel that says 2,4,5-trioxin on the side, with a government telephone number as well, which comes back towards the end of the movie. And they open the barrel, and inside...
They don't open the barrel. He wipes it off so you can see into the car. It's so dusty and stuff like that. And he goes, look at this, And it's
like a body in there. Sort of.
He's almost like with Glee, that it helps his story. Because he's gone and said, this is a long story where this sprays to fucking stop cannabis, basically, and it's made to like kill cannabis crops, and they couldn't grow it, basically. And then it got into like
into the morgue
essentially, like that, and they've got the people and stuff, and it's just this whole thing. But I was thought, is he making this up just to get a ruse from it or whatever? And it's not. It is. So he obviously goes down there, like you said, shows him those canisters, says, hey, look at this. And he's like really gleeful with it. Hey, check out these. Look at the squashed little body in there. And it's like, oh, and he's like, oh, that's good. And he says, and he's like, oh, are these canisters strong? Yeah, of course they're strong. Smacks the canister. And what happens?
Gas comes out straight in their face, and the score kicks in. Yeah, and a great score it is.
This is basically now. I think there's a credits to it now as well.
The title card kicks in now.
Yeah, so it's basically and that's why the movie goes so quickly. We've met these guys all of a sudden. They're just sitting in the office, going downstairs, gun down there. Hey, look at this, bang, and that's it. Boom, zombies straight away. Let's go.
And I guess that's why this is called Return of the Living Dead, because that is one of the Living Dead from the original Living Dead story, and he's, the made-up story. That's within this film is real.
Because they even say, they don't say George Romero, but they actually say, have you seen the movie Night of the Living Dead? Yeah, they actually say that.
Based in Pittsburgh, yeah.
Which is so funny. Oh, and it's quite nice. So George Romero must have been like, okay, that's... I don't know. I wonder what he thought of it. I'd love to have known.
We get a great quick shot of the flesh melting off of this tar man, as he will be fondly known by pop culture, within this barrel, turning him all sort of black and squishy. And then we see the corpse hanging in the freezer, starts twitching a bit, and a few things happening around the place. So we know some shit's about to kick off because this gas has been released. But
we get like a 4 p.m. Pacific daytime, and that's when we have the all of a sudden the introduction to the military, and we just have a big limo going to a house.
That's right. Well, before that, the gang are just driving around blasting music.
Oh, yeah.
And they arrive at the medical supply, and this is where Freddy works. Yeah, he finishes at 10 p.m. Well, what are we going to do until then? And then they say, well, let's break into this cemetery and have a party in here.
No, the military stuff has happened before this.
Oh, I do apologise. Go on then.
So we're introduced
you're right, to the general.
Yeah, introduced to a general in this place. There's an overhead shot of a limo going into a guarded house, and he goes in. He goes. This is like the most Effles his wife. He goes in and says, she's like, how was your day? She's like, Sarah's like, do you want me to wear that? I was like, love you to wear that. It's like this very 1950s pink dress thing. I said, how was your day? It's crap like usual. And it's just like, that relationship, they don't make love. It's just like they are just not happy whatsoever. And she's the whole time on tiptoes with him and stuff like this. And she's always like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? Anyway, he's this guy, and he just goes, he's obviously top ranking, and he's trying to explain to her. Again, it's good writing. She's like, oh, blah, blah. And he says, I told you I have to be on call all times if they need me. So we get an info dump of who this person is and what's going on with their dynamic in this household. And this comes into play later.
She says to him, have you found it yet? And he's like, you'd know if we'd found it. And you're like, well, what is it? And obviously it is the barrel of 2,4,5-trioxin.
Yeah,
it's somewhere out there in America. They don't know where.
Yeah, and obviously it's so bad because of obviously the situation with what it can do. Yeah, it's I like the fact that they make this movie. Dan O'Bannon wrote this movie with an ending.
Yeah,
there's an ending. There's a definite ending. It's like, no, this is a one and done. It doesn't need to have a part 2 for sure, I think, personally. Okay, I wonder I wonder if the remake will be one and done. Probably. Not as in sequels, but I mean like the ending.
The ending. Yeah. Well, so I jumped ahead. So then we see the gang breaking into the cemetery.
Yep.
And they're going there with their boombox, and the sun is setting on them. So back to Freddy and Frank in the...
I feel so bad for these two. Like, you can imagine the situation. You've both coughed something. You've in it. This movie has a few disturbing parts in it, which are real serious and like give you awakening, a slap in the face to life in a way. This movie has really interesting stuff in it. It works on so many levels. Maybe very intelligent movie. You'd think it's just schlock. I imagine people in the video shop when they pick this up back in the day, like, oh, this just be NL shit, and just be like, oh my god, this is a great movie. Hence, it's like 7 out of 10 on IMDb. But you can really feel for them when they wake up, they're just coughing, and you know that there's something wrong, and they both know that, oh god, that's really bad that we breathed that in. And I feel so bad for them as it gets worse and worse. It's so horrible. The fact that they slowly they die and they're just rotting away is horrible.
Well, they realise not only has that happened to them, but they realise that the corpse isn't in the barrel anymore. And then they hear a dog, and we as an audience know what that noise is. And they go upstairs, and the split dogs are alive, writhing around on the floor.
And it's really hyper now in their base attention just goes completely up because they're ill as fuck, but then they're trying to figure out what to do. Because at first, though, they're still in the, we don't want to lose our jobs territory, or what we're going to do. Not their own lives and think about their lives. They think they're probably going to be all right. They're like, oh, we're still in that chain of thought. So, oh my God, right, pressing fact now, what we could do, we need to figure this out, what to do. Do you know what I mean? Where you shouldn't think that if you're about to die, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to die. That would be your main thought. So it's very interesting that they've got a roller coaster curve to them, if that makes sense.
Well, he grabs a crutch and he starts smashing the split dog until it stops barking.
Yeah.
We see some butterflies that were pinned to the wall, dead butterflies that are all now flapping their wings.
I love the fact he's like, I know what I can do, and he starts spraying deodorant around the room.
Yeah,
that's going to make it so much better.
And then they hear terrifying screaming coming from the freezer where the body is.
It's very Reanimator.
And it's just...
Which is the same year. Movie. Which is the same year, yeah.
What a year.
Yeah.
What a year. And then you just hear this... Somebody this guy's obviously woken up hanging in the freezer.
And it's as disturbing as Reanimator as well.
Yep. The freezer starts bursting open, and they're like, well, what are we going to do here? Let's call the boss. So Frank calls Bert on the phone and says, "Hi, boss. Just need to talk to you about an incident that's happened here." Cut away from them. Back to the gang in the graveyard.
They do say when they're trying to work out a plan what to do, they do go, "Oh, we could ring the army. There's a number on the canister," and they're straight away, "No, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing." Because obviously they don't want to get in trouble. They're still that frame of mind where like they're going to wake up tomorrow morning, be absolutely fine. You know, the cough's gone. That's no problem. You just breathed in, you'll be fine. But we got our job still. That's their training before still, which is so interesting.
So the gang are in the graveyard, waiting for Freddy's shift to finish, and Trash is feeling horny.
Right, this is Linnea Quigley, who's in lots of movies getting her boobs out.
She sat there with her legs open, talking to Smider about, doesn't death make you horny?
She
Doesn't
just
death
starts
make you
getting
hot?
really hot and turned on from this. It's such a weird thing.
She predicts her own death because she says, "My ultimate fantasy is to have 12 men attack me and eat me to death."
I hadn't realised that when watching this again. I went to Sarah and went, "That's a really weird fantasy. Why are they got to be old?" Like, just straight when their false teeth going to fall out, you know.
And then she says,
"Suck on
Spider looks at her and he says, "You crazy?" Because he's like, "I just want a damn enchilada."
That's a damn enchilada. And so she decides to get naked, and they're like, "Hey, she's getting naked again." She does it, but apparently, they had to make a groin piece for her, which is like a Barbie doll flat piece to attach to her because it was the full front, basically showing her vagina, was too much for the MPA, and they thought they'd get an X rating, and they're like, we don't want that. So they had to make this. So it's now you look at it and you're like, oh, she must have, which I assumed would have been like most people. Oh, it's a shaved vagina, which probably makes it even more.
Well, yeah. So she was told.
I mean?
She was told to shave her vagina because they didn't want to show the pubic hair. But then when they came to do the scene, they were like, we can't show
vagina.
Just a vagina with no hair. Just
that's
a full...
even more. Yeah. So they did.
So they were like, get the Barbie piece now. So she climbs up. They shine their torches on her, and they're all like, "Whoa, yeah!"
And she dances.
Come on!
And
she really goes for it. And boy, this was quite life changing as a sort of 14, 15-year-old boy. I must say, probably the same for a lot of people.
Many feelings came out of you, I'm sure.
They came right out of me. So yeah, she dances, and the song "We're Gonna Make Love Till We Die" comes on. Great soundtrack.
This song is very, very it reminds me very much of Fright Night, one of the sort of soundtrack of that, which is exactly the same era. I do like now we cut back to the main guys, but there's no faff at all. Clue's back again. The boss is back there talking to him in the room. We've got no of him knocking at the door, them opening it up, anything like that. Boom, we're straight back in there and he's there. And I love the fact that we do this movie moves like this. It's great.
So he's sort of saying to Frank and Freddy, like, what the hell's happened? Tell me what's going on. And they're like, well, we breathed in this gas.
Clue's so good. With those guys as well, those three are really, really good at what
and he's stressed. He's like, I don't want to lose this business. I've been running this business for years. And but then Frank's been his employee for years, so he's like, well, look, here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to have to cover up the evidence. And he's like, how are we going to cover up the evidence? And he's like, I don't know, we're going to have to destroy it somehow. And then they hear, the guy in this freezer still screaming. And he's like, well, how do we kill the dead? How are we going to kill these guys? And he says, remember that film? Remember that film? They said, you've got to destroy the brain. And he's like, destroy the brain.
That's what happens in a movie? They destroy the brain? Yeah, well, that's what we gotta do. It's really like that sort of, the tension's real built up. They're really, those two are getting sicker and sicker, but they're still like focusing on the main thing, but the back of their mind, they're just getting worse and worse. Oh, it's such a good film. And
the makeup for them, as the movie goes on, they look deader and deader, which appropriately they are, you know. It's great, a very subtle, great.
Sounds like a Steven Seagal movie.
Which one?
Deader and
Dead. Like Dumb and Dumber, but deader and deader. I'd love to see that.
Steven Seagal and his twin.
Oh, he never made a twin movie. You should have.
Oh, man.
There's not enough ego in the world for two Seagulls.
I've got my new car that I've got on the license plate. It's got number plate. It's got the garage where it came from originally when it was first bought, the Toyota dealership, and it's Stephen Seagal.
Oh, close.
And I was, oh my god, that's so close. I'll take a photo.
Here's why you want to. Here's why you want to buy this car, okay? I will chop you in the throat if you don't buy this car.
Elijah and I like to do. I say like to. I don't. I'm getting bored of it now, and he's getting a lot bigger. He likes to fight me all the time, play fight all the time. But I do Steven Seagal now. He comes at me, and I just do loads of hand stuff at him.
That's what he does these days. So they talk about how they're going to kill this thing that's in the freezer. So he's still the boss at this point. Ernie's Bert. So he says to Frank, grab that pickaxe and go over there, and you guys are going to open the freezer door, and then whatever is in there comes out. You're going to chop it in the head with this pickaxe. So are you sure? Yeah, we're going to do it. So they open the door, and this corpse comes running out of there, charging out of there.
I don't think they had a clue for at any point that it's going to come to him. I love the fact it just signals him out and goes, I'm fucking having it. It goes right for him.
It does.
Bert's there going, ah!
And it's quite scary because at this point in cinema, you've never seen a running zombie before.
And it's really horrible. It's all yellow. It looks like Morph, if Morph was a real life person.
Yeah, and also it's in pain, and it's sort of screaming in pain. You can tell it's in pain. So it's like all these emotions you're feeling. So yeah, it attacks Bert.
And it's like in how disturbing it is in Reanimator when it's the big musty guy.
Yeah.
That's so disturbing, yeah.
So they managed to get it down on the floor, and Bert does it himself. He swings the pickaxe straight into the skull of this thing.
But it doesn't do anything.
It carries on screaming.
It's really good effects as well, really good.
What are we going to do now? So he gets, oh wait, hold it down. He goes off and grabs a hacksaw.
And what happens?
And he just starts sawing through the back of its neck.
And then what happens?
Well, while he's doing that, because that seems to take too long, and they're all going, oh my god, Freddy's like, this is
it's so hectic as well. It's so hectic, and those two are really sick as well. I know, it's his first day on the job. Oh my god!
And then as soon as they cut it loose from its head, the body gets out without a head, and then starts just mashing around the place.
And he runs after it and kind of rugby tackles his naked, headless corpse down to the floor.
And then he says, what are we going to do?
It's so hectic. It's brilliant.
We've got some different acids here. They would dissolve it. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. And then he says, hang on a minute. I know somebody that might be able to help us.
He looks over to Ernie, his mate, long-time mate of 20 years, which we discover. Looks over to see if he's working late, and he is. And what does he do? He's
a mortician. He works in the local morgue.
So what does that mean?
It means he's got a big furnace to burn the bodies and pieces and stuff in, and he says, maybe if we go over there, I could persuade him to help us, and he could cremate this, when we could destroy the evidence.
Yeah. So
and he says, well, how are we going to get all this over there? And he says, the last bit of this scene, he just goes, grab me a bone saw. And then it just cuts away.
It's excellently done.
Evil Dead. It's got Evil Dead elements in this as well. It's just a great time in cinema.
It's early 80s. And then we got a timeline, Pacific timeline again, so like a countdown. Then we just got the graveyard, just going back to them to show that they're still there, and they're just more nudity, essentially.
Well, Trash doesn't really get dressed for the rest of the movie after this.
Not
apart
really.
From the jacket,
she gets
maybe.
Jacket, yeah.
So they're sort of hanging out waiting still, and at this point Tina thinks she's seen Freddy
going into
leaving the medical supply.
Why would Freddy be doing that? They said. I think it is. So she decides to go look.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to where they were going, which is to go and see their mate Ernie. And what's Ernie? Ernie's in there embalming a big large man.
Yeah. And he's great. Like I said, he's my favourite character in this, Don Gulfer. I love the way he plays it.
Apparently, he as an actor, he read the script over and over and over and over like he was doing a play. I know actors read the script over and over anyway. That sounds silly to say that, but apparently he looked at it more as in the play terms, I think, and he really wanted to get into it like in almost a Shakespearean way or something. Apparently, he said he's not really going into it. So
Well, there's a lot of depth to his character. He carries a gun. He listens to music. He's very meticulous about his work. He takes it very seriously. With the headphones on, he reminds me a little bit of Bud, the zombie from the Romero movie with the headphones.
Not Bud the Chud.
Not Bud the Chud, no.
He's doing that and he's got headphones on. He can't hear anything. And old Clue Gallagher, old Bert, starts knocking on the door and slowly opens the door. Hey, Ernie. And he sort of goes in there because he starts in. And he turns around with a gun, almost to shoot him, and goes, oh, takes off his orange sponged 80s headphones. Oh my God, you can't walk up, come up on me like that. So that's where he's at.
Like, what's his backstory? Why does he say quick on the draw with a gun, working in there?
I love it, yeah.
And he says, look, Ernie, I need a favour.
Well, before that, he actually says to him, Bert's trying to be like it's an average night, and he's just turned up. He's like, what you doing there, Ernie? And he says, hey, come here. No, come here closer. And he says, see, rigor mortis, and he tells us information about rigor mortis. And why is he telling us about information about rigor mortis? Because later on, the characters are going to actually have rigor mortis happen to them in live form, in real time.
Yeah. He explains how rigor mortis starts in the brain and works its way down the body.
You can actually move the arm and joint and get it back going.
Because a lot of people think rigor mortis, once it hits, that's it. But actually, rigor mortis only lasts for a few days or a few hours, and then the body gets loosened up. But he's actually loosening up this dead body now.
And he's explaining that's what's going on. And then he sort of says, okay, so what can I do to you? And he says, well, how long have we been friends, Ernie?
25 years.
25 years? I need a favour. Okay, you can count on me.
And he says, we got a shipment coming. And unfortunately, the shipment was alive. And they're like, what do you mean? And he says, hang on, I'll show you. And he goes, no, don't bring more people in. It's illegal. And he brings in Frank and Freddy.
For God's sake, and brings them in. And they bring all these bags in, which are moving.
All these wriggling bags.
And he's like, rabid weasels.
I love that line. Rabid weasels.
Rabid weasels. Well, he can't. And he says, I wonder if we could burn them. And he's like, you can't burn rabbit weasels. Let's take them out to the parking lot. I'll shoot them. And job done.
And at this point, we notice that Frank and Freddy are looking worse for wear again.
Oh, they get worse and worse and worse. It's brilliant. I love the fact that's going on.
He says, all right, I'll tell you the truth, Ernie.
He's like, can you swear? Keep me a secret. And he's like, yeah, okay. What is it?
And he rips open a bag. The arm comes out and the hand grabs hold of
it's like the hand with Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell, and his arm just grabs and he's like, what the hell? What the? Get it off me! Get it off me! Screaming at him, and it rips his
whole treasure off.
And he's what the fuck? And it's like, it's not what you normally see. But luckily he does work with dead bodies, so the shock is that the arm should not be moving like that, that's for sure. It's very reanimated though, isn't it? It feels like you could have a nice crossover of these two with Herbert West, and that's been remade by the way with Malcolm McDowell. I don't think they should do it personally. I think you should leave it and not bother. I think make a different movie.
Yeah, there's no point.
No. Anyway, it's a good title, that's why. So at least he's not shocked by the dead bodies, but he's definitely shocked because the arm's moving.
So we cut away from them back to the graveyard, and the gang are like, hey, it's almost 10 p.m. That means Freddy's finishing work soon.
And one of the girls says, oh, fudge. It's like, it's totally different to that girl. She's totally naked, wanting to bang dead people or whatever. And you're just saying, oh, fudge. Total different dynamic going on here.
Meanwhile, Tina is still heading over to the medical supply place to try and find Freddy. So she's on her way there on her own.
Sarah noted for me, which I noted down. Thank you, Sarah, for your notation. She said, why are all the men so sweaty, but the women aren't? And I was like, I don't know. All the men are just like dripping, and it's like the women are not. It's really weird.
Probably because Trash is naked, so she won't be hot, will she?
Maybe they're all sweaty because, she's naked, and they're like, oh, yeah.
So we cut back to Bert and Ernie. Oh, hi, Bert. And Ernie's agreed to help. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll help you with the furnace. Let's get everything loaded in.
What's in it for me? And he says, whatever you want, man. And he thinks about it for a while. And I thought he was going to say then, okay, I want, and say something. But he doesn't. And again, brilliant writing. Later on, he says, that favour you gave me. He says, yeah. And he goes, look after yourself. Make sure you come back. Oh,
what a nice guy.
That's so good.
A nice guy. So he says, Bert says to him, "Can you be sure that everything will be gone from these bodies that are wriggling around?" And he says, "All that will be left is some of the bone, and the heart is really hard to burn because it's a big, tough muscle." And he's like, "No, I need the heart gone as well." And he's like, "All right, I'll turn it up even hotter." And he's like, "All that will be left is ash." And then Bert's like, no, I don't even want the ash. And he's like, "All right, I'll put it up to the highest setting and there won't be anything left of them, I promise."
It's really weird. Ernie then cuts to Ernie, says, "That's not anything fucking big. I could operate that furnace." But it's like, hang on, no, you don't own a furnace. I don't know why all of a sudden he's dying, but he's all of a sudden pissed off that this guy can operate a furnace and he's not doing it. I find it very strange. That's a really weird part.
No, this is just like a snowball effect now, because what they don't realise is
this is the cause.
The smoke from that furnace then goes up into the atmosphere, into the storm clouds, and we get acid rain coming down that's got the 2,4,5 trioxin in it.
Which, actually, the rain that they use, because you can't just use water on set, you can do water with a little bit of milk to give it a bit more so it's seen on camera. But I think they did a colour dye, and then they did a couple of chemicals in it to make it so actually people were getting a bit of a problem. And Lena Quidley, or whatever her name is, being all naked, she was she actually got a little bit of a skin whatever.
Yeah, I read about that. Real acid rain.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
And we see this great shot of the thunder and the clouds and the rain coming down. And then, of course, the rain is directly over the graveyard, which is full of hundreds and thousands of bodies.
And the theme song starts playing, and we just have like these slow montages, basically, of just camera going through the dark graveyard. Because it's all set at night time, which is lovely. There's a lot of fog, smoke, moonlight, rain. It's great, you know.
It's a good Halloween movie, actually.
Yeah. I watched it last Halloween. It's brilliant.
And it's got a great shot where and we've seen it before, but where the camera goes down through the ground into a coffin, and we know the rain is going to trickle down to all these. We don't see them yet, but we know these bodies are all going to get infected by this trioxin. Tina is in the factory, still looking for Freddy, and the others get in the car because the rain's burning my skin. What is this rain? Acid rain? I don't know. So they all get in the car to get out of the rain.
Go back to the furnace and everything's burnt up, and now they're great. The problem's sorted out. At that point, then Frank and Freddy both are just like, oh my god, they sit down and go, because like their main problem's gone. All of a sudden, this is why it's such great writing. All of a sudden, their mind snaps back to the reality of their own health, and they just go, "Oh, we're really sick." And he sits down, and that's where Kruger, Bert, the boss, and then goes, "Oh, great, that problem's sorted out." And he's like, "Oh, my next problem I've got to sort out is these two." "What do you mean you're sick? What's wrong with you?" He hasn't almost noticed that they're sick because of what's been going on, because they've had a reanimated body they had to cut up, which must be fucking quite focus pulling, and he hasn't noticed what's going on with his members of staff, so he's like, "Shit, what's wrong with you guys?" And then he starts to say what's going on. He's like to Ernie, like, "You probably need to fucking get an ambulance over." And he's like, "Okay, no worries." Rings up, and he rings up an ambulance. He's pretty shocked as it is, but he rings up an ambulance.
Well, they say they've got terrible headaches. They both feel really sick.
Really sick. Yeah, they breathed in the chemical gas. Yeah.
And then, oh man, okay, let's call an ambulance then. So Ernie calls 911.
Paramedics, yes.
And he says, "I think we've got 2 men that may have been poisoned. They breathed in some kind of chemical or some kind of gas." Then he says, "They're on the way, Bert." So we know that an ambulance is coming.
The car won't start for the punks, unfortunately. We cut to them, because this is why this movie goes bang, 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 bang. We're just fucking, things are moving straight away. Every scene. It's a very good film.
It's quite simple. It's just 2 locations so far.
I wish Dan O'Bannon had written and directed more films. I really do.
Yeah. Think of Alien. That was one location, really.
He wanted to direct Alien, and he was pissed off he couldn't do it, but then he was super happy, though, when he saw what Ridley Scott did.
Yeah, I bet he was. Imagine that. Imagine you wrote that and Ridley Scott took it and directed it and turned it into
turned it into a massive thing. It's so pop culture. That's huge. Everybody knows Xenomorphs,
So we're in the gang's car, and there's a point of view of something heading towards them. And then we start seeing the corpses digging themselves up. A skeleton comes out the ground.
Someone does go, "Do you hear that?" in the car. But I don't know how you hear anything. The rain is so loud, but okay. But she's saying that this the zombies starting to come out the ground. And that's when we have a lot of slow-mo POVs through the graveyard. Evil Dead style.
Yep. Back to Tina, who's now on her own in the medical supply place. And there's a mess everywhere. And she doesn't really know what's going on. And then she goes down into the basement.
This is so good.
And this is where she meets
Tarman. Tarman is another character which should not have died so quickly. Tarman is so good, but it's almost like less is more. Tarman is come across as one of the best zombies in zombie movies, and he's on screen for fucking 10 seconds.
He's brilliant.
He's so good, and the
effects are great.
Basically, they got this very skinny guy called Alan Troutman, like Colonel Troutman,
Roger Troutman.
Who was really skinny, and so they could apply a lot of makeup. And then they said to him, like, well, basically, like, if you move too much sort of way, your body would break because you're so brittle, your body, bones and stuff, you're going to break. So he worked out that walk, so it's kind of the left and right, so it's almost like he goes about like he would break one side, he pulls it back to the other side. It's really exaggerated movements to the side with a big smiley face with big eyeballs still and a big tongue. Brains.
Yeah.
So good.
And that's the first time we hear a zombie talk, really. Brains.
It's so good. It's brilliant. Looks amazing.
And the effects are absolutely top notch.
And it's called Tarman. It's like you could actually probably make a movie called Tarman. And you know,
it's pop culture, isn't it? That, like you said, this character, this zombie, is cemented, a bit like Bud from the Romero movie, cemented in zombie pop culture and just horror pop culture.
Tarman. So it's just the way it looks as well.
The gang are starting to head over there as well. So Tina's being chased around by this Tarman guy. The gang arrive just in time. They hear her screaming.
He problem solves. She locks herself in a cabinet. He realises he could put some chains on it and put on it, and I'll probably open the doors. Easy now. Problem solving zombies. Okay.
I know, shit. So he rips the doors off just as the gang come in, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on in here?" And they could just see this like black gooey zombie thing ripping the doors off with chains, and Tina's like, oh my god. And as soon as they walk in, like you said, Suicide walks straight in, and Tarman just bites straight into the top of his head.
I guess which is weird. He shouldn't have gone, but I guess if anyone's going to take him out, I'm glad it was Tarman.
Yeah, true.
But it's weird that he comes straight in. It should have been another of the characters who we didn't really know, because I feel like his arc would have been he kept going, and almost he could have actually had an arc himself where he actually got right to the end and had like a whole thing. So that's a weird choice, I feel.
But Tarman eats his brains, and then he looks up and he sees the others, and he says, "Oh, more brains!" And they're like, "Fuck!"
And we cut back. It's so quick. It's go flies. We cut back to the guys, and the paramedics are now there. So again, without having the paramedics turn up, they're just there working on the guys.
Now, this is one of my favourite scenes.
It's the paramedics play it really straight, serious.
This is why.
The acting is so like, it's like almost they've stepped out of a ER or another movie of George Clooney or something. I don't know, any other movie, and they're just there going, "Tell us what's going on. We need to discuss it." They're so good.
I love it when they do this in movies.
It's the direction.
I love it when they do it in movies where they have like a real medical thing, and they're like, "Oh, this shouldn't be." And this is why I love The Autopsy of Jane Doe, because that whole film is them going, "Well, this can't be. Well, this can't be."
Well, that's why, like, say Robert Rodriguez for Planet Terror actually got his real life physician to do the medical stuff. You know, sometimes it's good to actually have that. I'm not saying that these paramedics are real paramedics, but it plays like it for sure.
Well, they come in and they both one goes to Frank, one goes to Freddy.
I love this. And when they switch as well, I love that.
Yeah, they're checking them and they're like, weird, my equipment's not working. And he's like, mine too.
So they're basically got the stethoscope on, and they're trying to listen to the hearts of the, and they're like, okay, let's swap. And they swap their about to say their victims. They swap their patients.
And they go over in the corner of the room and they start having a little whispered conversation. And they're like, what are you guys talking about?
What are you saying? Because they're so ill, and it's really good.
I mean, I'll tell you what we're saying. Basically,
they're shocked.
You've got no pulse. You've got no blood pressure. There's no heartbeat.
What do you mean I got no blood pressure? What's going on? Yeah.
And then he says, and your room temperature.
What's that mean?
Technically, you're dead.
We're dead. No.
But we're not saying you are dead, because clearly you're not. But all the signs are there. They're just like, what the fuck is going on with these two? And Bert's like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is not going to be my night for my business, is it? This isn't going well.
And he's probably thinking this isn't good for my business either.
So back to the gang, who are now barricaded in a room with Tarman outside. brains, and they manage to escape through a different door. And they go outside, and the corpses and the skeletons all start rising up.
With "Do you want a party?" It's playing in the background.
Song.
Yeah,
it's a great soundtrack all around.
Yeah, there's a lot of punk rock.
And they're all very, very wet from the rain, these guys, and so is the graveyard, and the graveyard's already flooded. It's a great set because it's this like dark, misty graveyard with like 3 inches of rainwater on the floor, and all these zombies. And there's nothing better than zombies pulling themselves out the ground. That's why I love Spanish and Italian zombie movies, because you don't get that a lot in sort of the Western ones, really. So it's good to see. Excuse me. It's good to see the zombies pulling themselves out the ground, and they're a mix of like half rotted, fully rotted skeletons, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, it's great stuff. And they all rise up with that song. Trash gets her 12 men wish at this point.
Nice. On Spotify there's a playlist someone's put of Return of the Living Dead.
Nice.
So I'm gonna add that.
Yeah, Trash gets eaten by 12 old zombies, just like she wished for. So that's kind of the end of her for now. She will come back later on undead.
Will. When she comes back, you're like, it's hilarious. She comes back. It's kind of like that morning after, and you were really drunk last night, and you pulled, and you look, and you're like, oh my god.
The gang start banging on the door of the mortuary, and Ernie lets them in and is like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, please, you got to help us. Can you hear them? And outside you can just hear dozens and dozens of people screaming, dead people screaming. Argh.
I know, it's so good because inside this mortuary, Ernie's mortuary, it just gets more and more hectic. The film gets more and more hectic. It really does. I really enjoy it.
So the paramedics at this point are like, well, we've got to go and get the stretchers to get your buddies out of here because they're showing up as dead, even though they're not. So they go outside in the rain to the ambulance.
And that's when Hilda's screaming, like, we got to call this in. I don't know what they're calling in. They don't even know what it is. And
they're attacked and killed by zombies.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the paramedics. Bert realises what's happened. He's like, oh, Jesus, the trioxin, it must be in the rain and it's affecting everybody around, all this graveyard around us. Chuck and Casey, who are the two sort of more normal of the gang, they managed to find a phone to try and call the cops from an office. So they call the cops now as well. Tina manages to find Freddy, and obviously she finds him, and he's looking like an absolute corpse at this point when she finds him. And he's like lying on the ground all pale and... She's like, oh my God, what did you do to Freddy? Freddy, are you okay? What's happened? And Ernie sees, oh look, the empty ambulances are outside. And he shoots a zombie, and he runs back in and says to everybody, they've killed the paramedics. So we've got to barricade all the windows and all the doors. And they start that process now of going around with any furniture they can find, wood, nails. The phones are all dead, so they can't call anybody. The zombies are battering at the door, and they say, we've got to get some weapons. So they go and arm themselves. Very dusk till dawn. Obviously, this way before them. My favourite moment now, and this is a joke that comes back again, is the zombie that gets on the radio in the ambulance and he says, send more paramedics, because he knows there'll be more brains for them to eat. So they're like, okay, we're on, we'll send more paramedics to you.
I've seen the band, I think 2 or 3 times, send more paramedics. It was a band.
Nice, yeah. That's cool. Cool name for a band. Back in the embalming room, Bert tells everybody what's happened, and he tells everybody about the military chemical. This is why there's a scientific reason for all this happening, as scary as it is. And then Freddy's really writhing around in pain. He can barely move. And this is where the rigor mortis conversation comes back around now. And he says, show me your back. And he lifts up his shirt, and its whole back is a giant bruise.
Did you say about Ernie going out to the ambulance?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I must be fucking...
Right.
Or look at my notes. Because the little zombie, which is out there, which only encounters, did you speak of a little zombie?
I didn't speak directly of that zombie. There's
a zombie there which has got very sort of small arms and legs, would you say? Like I don't know what condition that is.
Yeah, almost like thalidomide type.
Yeah, and it's a zombie. That was a homeless person. They said, do you want to do that? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And
amazing.
Yeah, totally. He said that I've been in loads of horror movies before. And they're like, all right, fair enough. And he goes, yeah, I've got a part in this one. They're like, yeah, no worries. So, yeah. It's kind of weird, almost slightly disturbing. It runs after him as well. It's not saying that in a disrespectful way.
So Ernie describes the rigor mortis that Freddy's suffering with. You know, he sees his big bruise on his back, and he's like, "You're starting to have rigor mortis set in. Like, you're dead. Your body thinks you're dead." And they look outside, and the other ambulance arrives and is immediately attacked and killed. Everybody in there. Literally every time someone turns up, whether it's the police,
yeah, that's they're like anyone comes in is going to get killed, and I love the fact that that's what's going on. I like the fact that they're completely like trapped in that building, but they're also trapped in a sort of a circumference radius as well outside.
Yeah, because then we get the classic arms smashing through the windows and the doors, trying to grab hold of them. So
they always attack them and stuff like that. It's like, what's the point? They're behind the things. Don't worry about it. It's no point attacking the arms and trying to stop arms. I don't know why people always attack the arms. Let them do it.
Yeah, you can really see where this and the Romero movies sort of cross over a little bit with some of the ideas, like the arms coming through the walls. It's obviously like Shaun of the Dead references that later on.
The one that they get, the one zombie, the lady, half zombie, and they go and tie her up to the thing. This is disturbing. Because it's so clever, the law that Dan O'Bannon sets out with this, but it's so just disturbing as well.
So Scuzz gets sort of half pulled through the window by some of the zombies, and they pull him back in, but he's holding on to this like half girl.
Yeah, so from the fucking hips up.
Yeah, she hasn't. She's got arms, but she's like a skeleton, but with a little bit of meat on her. And they pull her back in, and they tie her up,
and she can
basically
talk and stuff. Yeah.
Ernie says that I want to examine her.
Great effects.
I want to know what we're dealing with here. So they tie her up and they start questioning her.
Amazing. Like, no, autopsies could do one thing, but the fact that you can actually ask questions, it's quite amazing. If that was in real life, you could always ask what you're studying questions first. That'd be great.
And he's sort of saying to her, so why are you in pain? And she's like, because death hurts. Being dead hurts.
It's so, whoa. It's so deep for something which feels like it shouldn't be.
And then she says, brains. And he's like, why do you need brains? She's like, it's the only thing that can take away the pain. It eases the pain of us being dead.
It's so good.
And she's like, will you get me
so
brains?
Disturbing. Yeah.
And he's just like, and it's just lying there, this little puppet
and
thing.
she says, I could feel myself rot. And
that's my favourite line.
Oh my God, it's heartbreaking almost, you know?
And Spider's freaking out. He's watching all of this unfold. He's just stood there like, whoa. And he's like, we got to burn them. We got to burn them all. How are we going to burn that many people? You know, it's raining. How are we going to do it?
Yeah.
And we see Trash wake up. And she's now a naked zombie. And she...
from a distance, she's like, when that homeless guy's like, hey, that looks all right. He's got a shopping cart. And then it gets close. She's like, oh, no.
And she just attacks and kills him. He didn't get a chance. The police arrive. And, we cut... Actually, they don't arrive yet. We cut to the police station who are like, we're getting dozens of calls, like... of these attacks, so we've got to send every unit out to wherever it is. Okay, we're going to send them all out. They move Frank and Freddy to the chapel, and they don't want to do this, but Bert
they
basically
need to tie
says,
up because they're like, yeah, going to probably turn.
He says, we're not going to do anything to them, Tina.
Yeah, because Tina's like, what are you doing? That's my boyfriend, you know.
He just says, just in case they sort of turn, we got to take them somewhere different. So they take them to the chapel within the morgue, just in case they change. And Tina says, well, I'm going to stay with Freddy in that case. And they're like, it's up to you. It's your call. You stay with him then. That's fine. The cops arrive and they see the paramedics' bodies and the brains everywhere.
Fast zombie attack.
Zombies completely annihilate them straight away.
When the second paramedics turn up, one of them's just walking along. A couple of zombies run at them like proper American football style and take him out so hard. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And the same zombie that called for the paramedics now gets on the cop car.
No, it's a different one. It's a different one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Send more cops.
It should have been the same zombie. That would have been even funnier.
It would have been. I think it's to give it range that they're all that intelligent.
Fair enough. That's a good shout. So Spider, Bert and Ernie are left at this point together, and they're trying to plan their escape. And within the chapel, Freddy and Frank are
dying.
absolute agony, dying.
It's
and
horrible, yeah.
Freddie dies in her arms, in Tina's arms.
Yep.
And then he instantly wakes up and says,
straight away,
Brains! And he attacks her. And
did she
he's
throw
completely
acid on
changed.
him?
She does in a moment, yeah.
Where
well,
did she
someone
get
throws acid on him.
Yeah. Well, where did the acid come from?
Because they had it earlier. They were talking about how acid could dissolve the split dogs.
Okay.
So Tina fights back a little bit, and they all manage to come in and help her batter him.
He didn't have the acid in the chapel, though, so I don't know. Maybe I took it in.
Well, this is where Ernie throws acid on him. In his eyes, so he can't see.
So Ernie does it, right.
And meanwhile, while they're fighting Freddy and all this is going on, throwing acid on him and screaming, and you've still got this like half-corpse woman lying on a bed going, "Brains, help me, give me brains!"
It's so hectic. And at this point also, Ernie goes and breaks his foot.
He's broken his fucking foot.
Just to throw that in there for another thing as well. Very hectic.
So then they say, well, what are we going to do? We take a car? And Spider says, yeah, look, I'll drive the police car. They always leave the keys in there. That's what he says.
You know that favour, yeah? Look after yourself.
I know. What a great line.
Watch your ass. That's it.
A good callback. So they go out to the cop car. As soon as they get in it, literally like 50 zombies jump on the car. And they just don't know what to do. So they just drive as fast as they can with all these zombies on the car. And they make it back to where Chuck and Casey are. And smash into the wall a little bit.
Yep.
Tina climbs onto the roof with Ernie. And Frank, at this point, has had enough. And this is the scene you mentioned earlier on. Takes his ring off.
Yeah.
Puts it on the side of the furnace.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh God, forgive me."
It's quite deep. It's quite good. Yeah.
He gets in and he just pulls himself in, and it's burning him as he's getting in because it's so hot.
Yeah. It's nice touches when you touch it. It goes, It's nice little touches to it. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's such a well crafted movie between the actors and the director, and the fact the director wrote it as well. It's great. We then get the ghetto bird outside. The police helicopter is there, and it's actually telling people stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Stay inside. Do not go out in the rain. And any of you that are out there, put down your weapon. Stop attacking people.
And more cops turn up, get attacked, but the helicopter can see this, so they're actually obviously saying back to them like there's a problem, which is great. We don't see any of this wasted time on the screen. Like the police, it's just there. It's happening. It's very good.
So the rest of the gang that are still alive head down to the basement. And this is where Tarman gets his...
Yeah, because they say very quickly, there's a blockade.
That's right, there's a blockade
if you
in
have
place.
been affected, get to the blockade. I think they're sort of shouting out or something.
So Tarman comes running in the room, and I can't remember who knocks his head off now. Is it Ernie?
Yeah.
Somebody just knocks his head clean off.
Yeah.
It might have been Bert. Head clean off, and that's it. It's a real shame that Tarman goes out like that.
I know. I thought that was well unfair.
So they're in the basement, and Bert calls the police.
And the blockade, all the zombies go to the blockade anyway, and they just start taking out everybody there, so it's spreading more and more.
Well, it's the start of a pandemic, isn't it? It's part of the zombie epidemic, really.
Yeah, it is.
So the zombie horde kills a ton more armed cops this time. They're like, take fire, shoot fire, shoot them.
Basically, Bert's like, let's ring that number on the tank, which we spoke about. So they go get the phone and they ring the military, which is the gentleman we saw earlier on who Ethel is his wife.
He wakes up in bed in the middle of the night.
Straight away, he opens a pen. Yes, sir. Okay. So, and then what happened? Okay. And he's basically talking to Bert and he's asking questions. We don't see the other end. And I don't know why it is with this. I've always liked this scene where you can't hear and he's just there in the middle of the night on the phone with his Ethel behind going, but he's saying, and what happened? And what'd you do? Why did you get hold of us before? Oh, no, that's understandable. Okay, and then... Okay, and it just goes like that, and I don't know why. I find it really relaxing, and I don't know. I always love that scene. Very weird. Don't know why.
And then he calls another guy in the army, like a missile guy.
Says the eggs have hatched.
He says the eggs have hatched. He's like, we need our contingency plan.
Cut back to Bert, says, yeah, they've got some plans, they say, and then cut back to them again. Yeah.
And he's like, so he's probably thinking, that's all right, they've got a plan for this, don't worry.
Yep.
They're going to save us all. And it cuts back to him going, "Okay, sir, give me the codes."
And it cuts back to this guy, and you can see the sun's just coming up, and it's this guy in a tower thing or something with trees behind him, obviously out in the middle, and he's like, "Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Codes, please, sir." And it's all, we know what's going on there. They're going to set off a fucking nuke bomb, and that's exactly what's going on.
And they press a button, and this nuclear missile goes flying along, and Bert says, "Hang on a minute, shh. Can you hear something?" And outside you can just hear a whistling noise. And then we get this weird freeze frame montage of like Freddy jumping up through the ceiling to attack Ernie, and because Ernie's just about to put a bullet in Tina's head to save her from her boyfriend eating her brains, but instead he just gets Tina, bursts up through the ceiling, then he freeze frames, then it cuts to a freeze frame of Trash naked in the graveyard, like raw zombie Trash, and then a mushroom cloud.
And we do then have a bit of dialogue in the background saying it's basically an sped version of this Colonel talking to the other guy, but with like updates of hours or later in increments. It almost seems each sentence is like saying, "It's like, yeah, that's right, sir. We believe everybody's the bomb hit. It's all good." Could then the next sentence be, "Some people are saying that the rain's been irritating them, but I'm sure the rain will just put out the fires." And it sort of basically explains to us what's happened is that they've just gone and caused exactly what the furnace caused, but with the nuke bombs. Basically, there's a load more rain, so basically it's spreading even further. That's what they're saying. It's a great movie.
Because he says just under 4,000 people died with that nuclear missile, but don't worry, all the fires are getting put out by the rain, and I think that's just going to wash everything away. And like you said, we know it's not. And it ends with screaming, rising corpses coming out the ground, and that chuckling little skeleton pops up with his big eyeballs. And then, for the first part of the credits, we get like a sizzle reel of like the best scenes from the film again, don't we? A bit like Cannibal Run.
Yeah, it's the 80s way, and it's such a fun, brilliant movie. And our reviews gone through rapidly like the film does. Excellent movie. Do give this a watch. It's currently on UK Amazon Prime. I don't know worldwide, unfortunately, but it's a fantastic movie. I picked up recently on DVD. It's quite not the cheapest DVD to get hold of. I managed to get it with some other DVDs. And the Blu-ray is quite expensive. I would like the Blu-ray, but probably not going to fork that money out for it just yet. But yes,
I've got it on VHS.
I've got it on the small VHS, haven't I?
And I've got it. You've got it on that, and I've got it on Prime. I bought it on Prime.
Oh, cool.
A couple of years ago, just because I couldn't be bothered to get my VHS out of the attic.
That's good that you got it on VHS. I don't have it on VHS. I don't think.
I bought it from Virgin Megastore back in the day, a long time ago. I went through a phase.
Brilliant, nice.
I went through a phase of just buying loads of horror movies from Virgin.
All the VHS tape, my collection now are not originals which I bought when I was a kid. They're all like, obviously since I've got them back, I had them, but you know they're not mine. So that's cool that you've got one you actually bought.
So overall, I give this a 9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Amazing! Yeah,
it's probably
it's very, very good.
I'd say it's in my top 3 zombie films of all time. Brain Dead is still my favourite.
Yeah,
but this is definitely like in the top 3. You know, it's a quintessential.
I agree.
Not only quintessential zombie movie, it's a quintessential 80s horror movie.
And the fact that Dan just did one movie is crazy.
Yeah. He wrote some great stuff, but he directed this one and done, and he's just dropped the mic and left it there.
Insane. Yeah.
What a career. If you haven't seen it...
It does say on IMDb that he directed another movie. I don't know. In like 91 or something. I don't know why. If it did or not. It says it did.
But if you haven't seen it for a while, go back and revisit it. You will not be disappointed.
No.
And it's a great movie for us to come back to podcasting with. The Return of Us, The Living Dead as well.
Indeed. I think we should go for a break because it's fucking boiling hot and I need a break.
Well, good job you said that, because the time machine is waiting outside for us.
And the time machine, the air conditioning was working the last time I checked. I've topped it up.
It's working fine.
Great.
It's working absolutely fine.
It's still a bit smelly in here though, but that's fine.
It always is. All right, well, do you want to get into this time machine?
Oh.
All right, sit down. Let me strap you in.
Oof.
There we go. Put that. Okay. Oh, sorry. All right. You in? You ready?
I'm in.
You want to push the lever?
Can I do it? Oh, thanks. There we go.
Whoa! What's this machine?
This is my time machine.
Your time machine?
Yeah. For the next 5 minutes, we are going to be the Time Team.
The Time Team! Whoa!
What's this? Look at that!
Look at that!
Oh, he's been dead 100 years. Look at that!
Look at that, it's the Statue of Liberty coming out of the sand.
Oh, there's a dinosaur!
Oh my god, look at that! It's something else.
Whoa! Well, that wasn't too bad. It's been a while, but it was all right.
Well, we've only gone back a year, so it's not too bad, you see.
Yeah. I've been here for a while, actually. Since last year.
Yeah. Well, there we go. 2025. Take a look around you.
Oh, yeah. I remember. It's not that far away. I remember it all. A lot of things do happen quickly, though, I've got to say, nowadays.
So, as always with Time Team, for those who've never come on this journey with us, what we generally do, we normally do this in our January episode, but obviously this is our first episode of the year, and it's just a recap of the year before. So what I usually do is start off with just a few headlines of what happened during the year, just general, and then we'll talk more about the films that were out that year and the sort of box office, and then we get into the horror of 2025 and what movies were out. So let's start with the headlines. Well, unfortunately, Donald Trump became president for the second time.
It's not even been a year. It's not even been in...
I know, it's been just over a year.
Has it?
Since January 2025.
God, blimey.
Yeah, so he's got just 2.5 more years of this shit.
Unless he's still in. But he ruins it. He's literally ruined it for everybody. It's costing everybody more money. He literally ruined it for everybody just because he's a bloody pedo. Possibly. I don't know this for sure. But don't sue us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into
politics now.
All the stuff that's come off the back of him becoming president.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Most of it's lies.
And I'm also going to avoid all the Epstein stuff that was coming out last year as well.
It's still coming out. It's still a thing. So yeah, we're not that podcast.
No. There are a few fun things and interesting things though. Like for example, 2025 was the year that AI really stepped its game up. Especially with what you can do with film footage and music. Your songs coming out by artists that are long dead and splicing movies together and putting characters in movies that just weren't never there.
I'll tell you now though, the communities, everybody hates AI with a passion. If you're in a group and you put a piece of art up, if you're a creator and you use AI to do art for you, everyone will fucking cut you down. We discovered that the hard way because Tom accidentally put out we were doing something, I can't even remember what it was, and Ben had done an AI artwork because it was his concept. It wasn't to go out. Wasn't
it Sanctuary Moon?
No. It was more recent. It was this year. And Tom went. It might have been baited. It might even be baited. Early on. And Tom went. I think it was. And Tom went and ran with it. And Ben was like that. And then as soon as you put it up, everyone's like, I'm not going to support this if it's AI slop. Blah, 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 blah. And everyone just fucking taking us down. And Tom took it down straight away and put up a thing saying that wasn't actually intended. You know, we learned a lesson. Don't use AI artwork if you're a creative person. We don't anyway. Ben's the artist. He does the art. He was doing it as a concept of proof. It wasn't to go out to the public. But yeah, people are really... AI has got really more advanced, but people are not liking it. As
People wanted to boycott Late Night with the Devil just because all the intermission screens that they use are all AI generated.
And that was silly, because that was using that just to help out. It is a thing, though, for sure. Yeah, it's something we need to, as creatives, you need to keep an eye on. You can use it as a tool for sure to help out certain things. We have used it recently in a short film, which we've just been finishing. We used it a little bit to help us out because we just couldn't get the shot. I almost got a chainsaw through me trying to get the shot.
I mean, my wife has been using AI with... Having lost my dad, we're going through all of his photos, and some of them have deteriorated badly over the years.
That's fine. I think it's from a creative stance
There was one,
but AI is very good. Yeah,
there's a couple of photos of like my mum that was completely faded that Alice used AI to bring back to normal, and there was one that's got like a big, like almost like a big wrinkle all the way, like a rip all the way through it, and she got AI to remove that, and it looks amazing, and it's like great to bring these photos back to life. So stuff like that, I think it's great, but yeah, it definitely needs to be policed.
Daisy, my daughter, hates it and how much water it uses.
I know.
She fucking hates it. She tells everybody as well.
Well, talking of science, in 2025, scientists invented and unveiled a new pacemaker, which is the size of a grain of rice.
Amazing.
It's only for temporary use until you can have a proper pacemaker fit, but you basically have it injected.
How do you put it in and not lose it?
You inject it under the skin with a normal syringe.
Oh, and then it has a time lapse.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a temporary solution, and it's the size of a grain of rice, which is insane. You know, so imagine what will happen further down the line. It's crazy.
I know. When we're struggling, we might be able to find things to help us.
Yeah. We'll just be heads in a jar.
Yeah.
Still podcasting.
I'll be like Quang from a Turtle, Ninja Turtles.
Krang.
Yeah.
Well, talking of science and medical stuff, 2025 was the year Ozempic and other weight loss injections and drugs really came out all over the press and the media. People are split down the middle because it does help people lose weight rapidly.
Yeah, but then look at like, admittedly her father died, but I was going to say Kelly Osbourne looks awful.
And also, we don't know the side effects because it's only been out for a couple of years. But people are happily taking it. I know quite a few people that are taking it, and
you know people taking it.
Yeah, I totally know people that are taking it.
Really?
Loads of people, probably a dozen people.
And what have they got from it?
They're losing weight rapidly. But it's just the long term. It can't be sustained long term. That's the thing. Like you can't take that for the rest of your life. So
because surely your body's not gonna. That's not how the body's supposed to work. So like that's gonna definitely do something. Just fuck your body up, surely.
Well, we've all seen the substance, so you know.
It's I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like if it is absolutely fine for you, and then it helps you to do that, because other people look at it, it's cheating. You should be exercising and working it off. But I guess if it works, but surely that's. I don't know, the body must not like that long term, I feel. I don't know. We will see.
2025 was also the year a crazy and tragic thing happened in India. Air India Flight 171 crashed 30 seconds after takeoff, killing everybody on board, 230 passengers, 12 members of the crew. And there was one person who survived the entire thing.
Yeah. Who's probably in therapy now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He must just be like, because it also hit a medical college and killed another 19 people in there and injured another 60 people. So
he survived. There's a movie on tonight if you want to watch, if it helps you get things off. It's called Unbreakable.
What's it about? Bruce Willis survives a train crash.
Probably not the movie for you.
No,
wow.
Watch that.
Sorry for all the people who passed. That's insane. And imagine just being one person survived. Did he survive? Yeah, like you say, did he survive absolutely fine?
He had injuries, but he wasn't dead like everybody else. That's like almost 300 people died in total.
That's insane.
He's the only one survived.
Do you know what he was doing, where he was sitting? What was the reason?
They
must have looked into that and been like, this is how he survived.
He was doing what everybody else was doing, just like head between the legs. Well, he wasn't even doing that because they didn't have time. It was just luck.
Imagine absolute luck. You got in there with all those people, laughing people, screaming children, whatever, and all of them died. That because trauma.
It's barely taken off. It's 30 seconds. So it's just like bang. It's not like you've been travelling for hours. You're like, oh my God, Mayday, we're going down. It's just like 30 seconds of flight straight into a building.
Insane.
And he survived. Crazy.
Yeah.
In other news, a new Guinness World Record was set in Mexico. The largest margarita ever was made.
Amazing.
In a giant vat. And it was 7,579.7 imperial gallons of margarita.
That doesn't... How big diameter? That's what we want to know. What was it?
It's about... It looks from the picture, it's about almost the size of a house. A 2-story house.
What did they do with it?
Let's see if it says what they did with it.
I hope it was eaten.
Well, it was in Tijuana, Mexico. No, you don't eat margarita, not pizza. Margarita, the drink.
Oh, God, for God's sake. I was having a moment there, wasn't I? That's why I said the size of it, because that's why I was wondering why it's made there. I was like, that's not very hygienic. How's that work? So, yeah, sorry, you completely threw me. Not a margarita pizza, margarita drink.
Margarita, the cocktail, yeah.
Right, you should have said that.
I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I should imagine the people of Tijuana got drunk on it.
Yeah, I imagine that's the case of that, yes.
There's probably a little tap on the bottom, and you could just walk by and have a little bit of that here and there. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. But we won't talk much about him because his opinions are quite polarizing, and things he said and didn't say. But off the back of that, Jimmy Kimmel was fired for about a week because he made a joke about Trump and Jimmy Kimmel, and Trump demanded him being taken off the air, and then he came back on the air, and people in Hollywood were standing up for him, and it was all very...
We're living in a fucking fantasy TV drama at the moment, aren't we, really? The whole thing's just bonkers.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
There was also an incident of a real-life Ocean's 11.
I've kind of stopped looking at the news.
Yeah,
it seems pointless now.
It's not great.
Stop looking at Trump. Stop looking at stuff. It's always shit.
It's about 10 wars going on. Trump's throwing his weight around.
Just stop looking at it. It doesn't do anything to help me at all.
Well, in France, in the Louvre Museum, there was a real life Ocean's 11 scenario where several thieves, two thieves, disguised themselves as construction workers. They used a furniture lift to access the upper floor window, cut through it, smashed their way into the display cases, and then took loads of things back to another two people. So there's 4 of them. They escaped on mopeds, like the Italian job style, and 6 days later, they all were arrested. But they managed to steal over $100 million worth of jewels from the Napoleonic era.
Wow.
That's pretty bold these days with all the CCTV and everything else we've got kicking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A really interesting fact, the last penny ever made in the US Mint was produced in November of 2025. They're not ever going to make another penny, another cent coin, because the cost of making a 1 cent coin now costs 3.7 cents. So it costs 3 times as much to make a 1 cent coin as it does the value of it.
And also, what's costing so little that you only use a few cents? It's just no point. Do you know what I mean? It's like, especially in like the digital age as well.
Yeah, and I should imagine we'll see that in the UK at some point. The 1 pence piece will probably...
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I haven't seen a 1 or a 2 pence piece for years, you know?
Bet if I open my wallet, I've got a load in there now.
Yeah, I just don't even pay for things in cash that much anymore, you know?
I recently I've been getting paid in cash from people. They're like, do you want cash? I'm like, yeah.
Pennies.
I mean, I haven't been getting paid in cash. That's all it was. I haven't at all. That was a joke.
Documented.
That was a joke.
Funny. My last headline from 2025, before we move over to movies, is one I really agree with, and that's that Australia became the first country in the world to ban under-16s from using social media, including Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Reddit. Under-16s are not allowed to use it, and if they find a way around it, then the company itself faces a huge fine from the Australian government, and other countries are looking to implement this over the next couple of years, which is great, I think, because I think it's very damaging to juveniles and adolescents to be able to access some of the stuff they can, like porn and violence, and just be able to tweet and message people and look at things and say things. And it teaches kids that there aren't consequences.
Yeah.
You can tweet what you like about somebody and nothing will happen. And unfortunately, that is the case with social media. So, yeah, really good move from Australia there. And let's hope that a lot of other countries follow suit with that. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Quickly, before we move on to movies, there were 4 significant deaths in 2025. I'll try and do impressions of them all. Sharon!
Indeed.
Ozzy Osbourne, the legend.
Ozzy, yeah. We watched that gig. I watched that gig.
Yeah, I watched that.
And Sarah's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he dies next week.
He did.
Oh, fucking hell, Sarah.
Jesus. Everybody, you can blame Sarah for Ozzy Osbourne's death. That's official. It's on the podcast.
Absolutely. Blame her.
I won't be able to do an impression of this guy, but I'll just tell you, Hulk Hogan, the legend himself, another big pop culture.
Oh, no, he done do
oh, yeah, that's Nacho Manson, Andy Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue to this next one. He's a boxer, but also he helps you cook meat.
I don't know.
George Foreman.
Oh.
The George Foreman grill. What a random product for a boxer to endorse.
Yeah, but
the George Foreman grill.
George Foreman grill. So many people would know George Foreman grill and not even know he's a boxer.
And the last one to mention, and I will do an impression of him, he's more known for his art and his directing, but...
Neil Buchanan.
Hello, can you hear what I'm saying? Listen to me.
Yes, David Lynch.
I made Twin Peaks.
Yeah, David Lynch.
David Lynch, what an absolute fucking icon in movies.
A real proper creative artist. Yeah, he's one of us.
That affected me so much that I bought a T-shirt that says David Lynch, directed by David Lynch on it, just because I thought that was such a cool T-shirt to have as a tribute to him.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that's the significant deaths of celebrities in 2025. Let's move on then to what was happening in the movie world. So we'll start with, I guess it's easier really just to go to what was the sort of biggest movies of last year. You're not going to have seen a lot of these. Some of them you'll surprise me with. Zootopia 2 was the biggest box office movie of 2025.
Okay, I have seen it.
Okay, I have not.
Yep.
Unsurprisingly, James Cameron's Avatar 3, Fire and Ash, was the second highest grossing movie.
I've still never seen any of those films.
I've seen the first one. That's it. But I will watch them all. I just don't have time. Lilo and Stitch, the live action one. My kids love that. And that made a ton of money for Disney.
Not seen that.
Minecraft movie was one of the highest grossing movies.
We're fans.
It made just under $1 billion.
It's a good movie.
Jurassic World Rebirth came after that.
Yeah, I saw it. It was okay-ish. It's forgetful. I don't remember what happened. Scarlett Johansson.
How to Train Your Dragon, the live action one. I haven't seen it.
Apparently, it's very good. My eldest said it was.
Superman. It was all right. I saw that at the cinema. It wasn't bad. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I haven't seen that. Is it good?
Yeah. It's what you expect. It does go on for a long time, though.
One day I'm going to sit down and watch those because I haven't seen that or the one before it, so I want to watch those all from the beginning.
They're fun. They're fun films.
They are fun films. I do like them. What is Tom Cruise going to do now, though? Now that those films are done?
Yeah, right. They are in my Blu-ray collection because I do like them.
Other movies I'll quickly mention.
I love the fact that the first one was directed by Brian De Palma. It's so bizarre.
And why did John Woo direct one of them? That's mental.
I know.
Wicked 2, Wicked for Good, The Fantastic Four, The Conjuring, Last Rite, Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts. So, Disney, Marvel were back. Sinners was one of the highest grossing movies in the top 20. Final Destination, Bloodlines. So got a few horror movies in there. And Weapons was the 22nd highest grossing movie of the year. So yeah, there's the mainstream. Let's move over to what was going on in the horror world. So Weapons, obviously, we've discussed in great detail. Sinners, we've discussed in great detail as well. The Monkey also came out this year. I watched it twice last year. Really, really enjoyed The Monkey. You've seen that one, haven't you?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. Good Boy. A lot of people are talking about this movie. You seen that one about the dog?
No, I've listened to a director being interviewed talking about it. He made it over 3 years at his house with his dog and his wife.
Ah, okay. Together came out in 2025, which I've discussed and highly recommend you watch, but then you don't like body horror, so you've got to see it. You've got to watch it.
I'm not that keen on that dude either.
Dave Franco. But he's not his brother. His brother's the one who meshes the underage
I'm not
girls.
keen on that one either. Really, so.
Okay. I like Dave Franco. He's all right. He was in Neighbours, Bad Neighbours.
Actually, no, he's I don't know if I want him as a lead, though. It'd be the only one. I don't mind him in an ensemble.
Fair enough. I haven't seen this yet, but 28 Years Later came out in 2025, and we've already had the sequel and third one coming out soon.
Yeah, I've not seen
which is
any
crazy.
of them, so I don't know.
Have you not seen 28 Years? Wow, I thought you saw that. I haven't seen that. I will watch it, just haven't got around to it yet.
No, I've seen Days and Weeks.
Bring Her Back.
From where? Oh.
Just Bring Her Back.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've heard it's very good. I haven't seen it. A lot of these, unfortunately, I haven't seen.
Is it good? Yes.
VHS Halloween, another VHS movie.
Nah, I don't know.
I haven't seen many of those. I've only seen the first two, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bits and bobs. It's one of those things, isn't it, really?
Yeah, at least one of them will be good when you watch those movies. The Long Walk, I've heard, is really boring.
I had a feeling that it would probably be when it came out as a movie about people walking. I was like, that doesn't sound very interesting. I've not seen it. Sarah said it wasn't very good. It's on Prime. I might watch it in background sort of thing while I'm doing stuff.
Okay. Dangerous Animals.
No, I don't know.
Which is about a serial killer who feeds people to a shark. Apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
I have seen the next one, and I was a huge fan of it, and I've gone on record as saying it's my favourite adaptation of the novel, and that's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Really good. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure. Really, 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 really good. Mia Goth's in it, so you might not like it, but Oscar Isaac.
I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
Oh, wow. It's really great. Really good. Toxic Avenger. I know Sarah's seen this. Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah. When it first came out, everybody was saying it's awful, but I'm seeing a lot of people online say it's actually really good fun. I don't know what to think about it, really. I probably will get around to it.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
You can't... I don't know how you recreate those sort of weird trauma movies from the 80s, though, you know? How do you do that? Heart Eyes, I've discussed that. I recommend it. The Monkey, I've discussed as well. Clown in a Cornfield came out in 2025.
Unfortunately, Tucker and Dale director, and Tucker and Dale's great. This, in my opinion, wasn't very good. This was Sarah, and we never got to the end, turned it off.
Great title.
Yeah, it did nothing new at all. I don't know. I had no interest in it, which is such a shame. So I was like, it should be quite good. It's no interest.
Black Phone 2 came out. You've already told us.
Yeah,
You've already told us what you thought of Black Phone 2.
Yeah.
Obsession came out at the end. Well, technically 2025, but it's really only just come out this year. Obsession. I think that was it for the main horror movies that came out in 2025. So I'm going to say you got to watch Frankenstein, Weapons, and probably Together, the ones I've seen. Any others that you'd recommend out of those?
Oh, I can't remember everything you said. Watch Weapons.
Weapons, there you go. It was definitely the best horror film of 2025.
Yeah.
Weapons. So that was 2025, the year Donald Trump came back, AI started taking over, Skynet woke up, Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne said goodbye with David Lynch, and Weapons came out. Good times. Well, let's get back in the time machine and head back to 2026 to wrap up the episode.
We're going to wrap it as well. All right, let's go.
Hey, yo.
And we're back again.
And we're back again to say goodbye.
It's been special Thank you
Martina's
very
such
much.
Sweet sorrow.
Just making some song up.
Well, it's been good to get back in the saddle after all this time. Great movie
Especially
to
with
cover.
your chaps.
Oh, nothing else underneath, like Christina Aguilera.
We can see that.
Well, they can, but you can. Look at that.
That's a testicle, isn't it?
Nope.
How did you pop that out there? What is that then?
That's one of my hemorrhoids.
Carry on. Just keep talking.
So, thank you everybody for supporting us and waiting patiently for us to come back. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Patrons, supporters, listeners, Kevin at Legion and everybody at Legion, thank you. We are the Podcast on Haunted Hill, and as always, we are a proud member of Legion Podcast Network and have been for about 12 years or so now. It's ridiculous. You can find out more about Legion Podcast Network if you head over to legionpodcast.com. Not only will all of our shows, past shows, be on there, but all the other shows on the network and their episodes as well. You can go onto Facebook and search for the Podcast on Haunted Hill on Facebook. That's where we're most active. I wasn't as active, but I'm back on the Facebook page now, so you can message us, you can post what you're watching, and join the community and eat brains. Legion Podcast also have their own Facebook page. Again, you can join that community, and that's for all the sort of wider shows on there as well. You can email us directly at the Podcast on Haunted Hill at outlook.com. If you want to become a patron or ask us questions or send us messages of hate or love or nudes, any of those, I'll pass the nudes on to Gav.
Hey.
Wherever you're listening to us now is where you can continue to listen to us. We're on most podcast platforms like Spotify, YouTube, Podbeam, Podknife, Podcast Addict, all that kind of stuff. We're also on Instagram, which we mainly use just to promote the show with a link. And our handle there is the Podcast on Haunted Hill Insta. That's all one word, the Podcast on Haunted Hill Insta. We're also a part of the Deadbolt Media umbrella. Yep. Deadbolt Media is our production company. If you head over to deadboltfilms.com, you can find out more about the up and coming projects we've already completed, short films,
website's literally
features.
Last week had an update. So yeah.
There's also comics that we produced. Gav's other now defunct, but kind of not, it's still kind of living just under the surface podcast, the High Strangeness. You can still listen to episodes of that. How many episodes did you do in the end?
It's about 108, but then you've got like 15 or 16
mini episodes,
extra episodes, and then there's a couple of episodes on Patreon if you head on over to Patreon.
So for more things Deadbolt, just go to deadboltfilms.com. If you go to our YouTube channel as well, you'll be able to check out some of the stuff on there as well that we've done, including things like Sanctuary Moon and
a few
couple of other
Amanda feature film, found footage. Yeah.
And our handle for Deadbolt is on Instagram is Deadbolt Films, all one word. Finally, we are on Patreon. So if you'd like to become a patron supporter and support the show in a monetary fashion, then there are rewards for doing so. Not only will you get a t-shirt sent out to you when you first join.
Dan sends nudes of him.
I will send a nude within that t-shirt of, not of me, just a random person. And I will send that out to you. There's 3 colours, grey, white or blue, and you can choose your colour and size, and we'll get that sent out to you. Not only that, but you also get your name read out and thanked at the end of each episode, which I'll do in a moment, and you get exclusive access to some patron-only episodes, basically, video episodes and audio episodes where we review random things or have random chats about stuff. And you get to pick a patron pick. And we're not sure how that's going to work. It used to be that the patrons would pick 2 movies, sticking with the format of us reviewing 2 films every episode, but it might be that they review 1 now. We'll have to get back in contact with all the patrons and find out what they want to do. We may do one of Gav's films, and the next episode one of Dan's films, and then the patron episode may still be 2 films. It may only be 1 film. We'll see how we do, but we are messing around with the format of the show just to freshen things up and make things easier for us to record as well. But yes, if you want to do that, then all you need to do is head over to Patreon and search for the Podcast on Haunted Hill. If you can't find that, just message us on that email address I mentioned, or you can send me a message directly on Facebook Messenger and I'll reply to you. We really appreciate all of our patrons and all of their support. And I personally would like to thank you all for reaching out to me during the last 5 months. Although I might not have replied straight away, if at all. I think I replied to almost all of you. Your messages were really appreciated, and I thank you very much. So thank you to our patrons by name. So start with them all. Dante, Don Collier, Matthew Godley, Kevin S. Fife, Rachel, RJ McCready, and Lex Boo. There's only one boo. I just like to put the echo on that. Thank you very much, patrons.
Thank you so much
for all your support.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody who listens and supports and follows on the Facebook page. Thank you to Gav for bringing me back into the fold. And thank you very much to Dan O'Bannon for some fucking great writing and one amazing film that he directed. Just one.
It's a very good film. Yeah.
What a great one.
We've done a director special then.
I guess we have, because he did one movie. So yeah, that's brilliant.
Well, IMDb does say another movie, so I'll have to check that out and see what that is.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe it.
Lies.
Well, that's it for us.
Yeah.
But the next episode, we haven't got the next 3 lined up like I normally would tell you what the next 3 episodes are going to be, because we're getting back into the swing of this. But we do know that it's Gav's pick, and Gav, you have selected.
It's warm. I know
it's not warm.
It's not the summer, but it's kind of warm, and we're just going through the list of films, and I thought, oh no, I enjoyed that. So it'd be worth a talk about. It's nothing deep. I just quite enjoyed it as a film. As the summer of 84. I want to say 82 every time. Summer of 84, which
2018.
was a Shudder movie, or it was on Shudder. 2018. About it's kind of a Stranger Things, Goonies type scenario. Kids, well, not Goonies at all, I suppose, really. Just the sort of young kids in the 80s, and it's very much a Fright Night. Disturbia. It's basically the person next door, or Monster House, where they think there's something going on and they monitor someone, etc., etc. It's good. I like it.
It is a throwback to the Goonies and Fright Night as well. Gremlins,
it's got all that stuff in it, and it's done really well. It's cast really well. I really enjoyed that film.
And it's not obnoxiously trying to be the 80s.
It's not
it does it very authentically.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Stranger Things towards the end was trying too hard to be in the 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
It started off well, but I feel like Summer of 84 did a great job. Yeah, a group of teenagers suspect that a cop in their neighbourhood is a serial killer. So they spend their summer spying on him, gathering evidence. And it's good fun. I remember really enjoying that. So that's what we're covering on our next episode, Summer of 84.
Yes, indeed.
That'll probably be with you in about 3 years' time. No, I'm joking. I'll be with you sooner.
Well, thank you for coming along with us. Thank you for waiting for thank you for waiting for us to come back, and we are back with a vengeance.
We're back with the living dead and some brains.
We're whack. Here we are.
We're back, and we aren't black.
We ain't taking no slack.
That's kind of the opposite to what
Jack
they say in Lethal Weapon. So it's a good night from Tarman Burns.
It's real good. Yeah. It's a good night from Naked Dancing.
Trash. Oh, it's a good night from her indeed. Until the end.
Look out for her underneath your bed tonight when you lock the doors and windows.
You don't want to be eaten by her, or do you?
I don't know. Would you bang a zombie though?
No.
Need protection.
It's a good night from Bert and Ernie, but I'm talking Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. I'd love it if someone could do an AI where they replace Bert and Ernie with Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street.
You're literally my brain right now.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I was about to say those words.
I'm so sorry.
I almost feel like in my head that's already been done. So if we go look for it now, we've probably created it somehow.
You can imagine that, can't you?
Yeah.
We're going to destroy the brains, Ernie. Oh, okay, Bert.
That'd be well good.
It'd be brilliant. And it's a good night from... Who else can we say good night from? One last one. A good night from... I don't know... A Split Dog. There you go. It's a good night from a Split Dog.
Thanks so much for coming along, people. We will be back again soon. And be cheery in the world. We bring brightness where there's the darkness, don't we?
Fucking hell. Yeah, we do. You sound like Batman then. I bring darkness where there's brightness.
We bring brightness where there's darkness.
Gav is not the hero that our city needs, but he's the hero that it needs, right? Or whatever the fucking thing is. Good night.
For fuck's sake. Good night, people.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you for listening to the podcast on Haunted Hill. We will be back again real soon.